Hello there. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Chatterbox for another chill live stream. I'm your host, Matt Chatter, as always. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let's see, we got 8 people in the house. Let's see, Lady Spookaria, The Hero Asks You, and Weekly Creeps. No, we got 9 people in here. Don't be shy, guys. Feel free to mingle. You don't bite. We're all pretty friendly people here, so yeah. How's your guys' afternoon been? It's been a nice chill day for me. You know, I'm just chilling out here. I'm currently drinking Lone Tree apple ginger cider. So yeah, I was drinking some apple cider the other night, but the ginger hits different. It's got a little spice in it. It's nice. But yeah, tonight we're gonna be continuing our playthrough of The Letter, the creepy visual novel, and so yeah, this time around we're gonna take a little bit of a detour. So with the last character we played as, Zachary, we didn't really pick out the best ending for him. So what I'm thinking of doing is we're going to load one of our old saves, and cause yeah, I don't want this motherfucker dying. He's one of my homies, one of my brothers from another mother. You know what I'm saying? So it's my boy. So yeah. Let's see here. So last one we were playing as Zachary. So the last time when we played, yeah, we went inside the house to investigate the sounds of that woman that was crying. And what happened was, of course, we found out that it was none other than Lady Hana, and yeah, she was fucking tweaking and shit, kind of acting a little bit strange. And so yeah, we ended that with Zach being locked up, but I don't want that happening to him because I feel like he's a bit important to the story. So we're gonna go back to that crucial point. We're gonna do like a Thanos snap, and yeah, change a little bit of reality. Let's do it, guys. Again, 10 people in the house. That's great. This is a lot of people here. So yeah, so last time we decided to enter the open window, but in this case, I say we go look for Ashton, our good buddy. In the end, the rational part of my brain wins out. The half that has spent too much time around Ash. That's right, it's right though. The reasonable part. If I do force my way in and find something unpleasant, how am I gonna fight back with my camera? No matter where you look at it, it's simply asking for a painful death.
I have a better chance if I find Ash. What is he snooping about?
Perhaps I should try the forest. Make a round farther into the gardens. Not a sound plan, but it's better than nothing. The woman's soft sobs have subsided now, by some means. Almost inaudible, to the point where I'm wondering if I truly heard what I heard. I didn't dwell much on it, though, because right in that moment, my phone rings. The sharp notes cutting, piercing through quick quietude. The sharp notes cutting, piercing through the thick quietude. I clap a hand over it, pressing the button before the speakers are close to my ear.
Are you?
Yo, can you hear that? I only caught the tail end of the person's greeting on the other side, but I know the voice well enough.
What was that, Ash? Could you repeat that? Signal shitty here.
I asked, where are you? Hell, Zach, I've been calling your number for a good 20 minutes now.
Oh shit.
What kind of shithole did you get into?
Good morning to you, too. I should be asking you that question. I've been looking all over the mansion for you. I thought you'd be...
Oh shit.
What mansion?
Do I really need to answer that?
Why are you even... No, wait. Just get your ass here at Isabella's place, and hurry.
Let's see what happens. I shift my gaze into the mansion. Specifically at the window I heard the cries come from. There's nothing of it now. Not even echoes.
How urgent is this?
Pressing enough for you to stop asking questions and get yourself here.
Yeah, get your ass over here, bro. No.
Please, Zach.
Alright. That gives me a pause. It's a rare thing for him to take on that tone. Last I heard him speak like that, a friend ended up dead.
I'll be there in a few. An hour or two tops.
Thanks. I'll see you.
I rush back to my bike as soon as the call ends. Without another look, I leave the mansion alone with its haunting melodies and grim echoes behind. There are more important things than my own curiosity and impulses. Alright, so let's see. I think that cuts off Zach's gameplay, and I think we're gonna switch characters. God damn it. Them dang loading screens. It's funny. Why does that always seem to happen when I'm streaming? But let's check it out. The relationship scale. Yeah, we close to smashing level with Ashton. So we get in there. We get in there. Let's see. Yeah, our relationship with Luke wasn't really that good. Well, understandably, because he did call us the N-word and shit. But, yeah. Alright, okay, so we're playing as Marianne. The Irish chick. She was the interior designer. 7:15 p.m. The numbers are so little on the top of my screen, and they glare at me with such intensity that I can just hear their accusations. I'm late for a night out with the girls, yes, but I have a perfectly good excuse. Jeez. Considering I didn't follow typical office hours, they really can't expect me to be able to They really can't expect me to be able to just go as I please at 30 on the dot. The client is, first and foremost, my priority. Yo, she got some waifus on the wall. I think, you know, that she's into the chicks, man. Let's see. Let's find out. Because she was blushing last time when Marianne was talking to Hana. So who knows? We'll see. We'll see. But I don't know if it's just me, but is the chat kind of frozen? Let's see. Oh, there it is. There it is. My chat was frozen for a bit. So hold up, I gotta call out all of my peeps. Okay, so we got Lynn LeBlanc. Welcome. So good to see you here. Lucid Lupus, my man. And let's see here. We got Ominous Audios. Yeah, the usual. The Boggs. Welcome, guys. I'm so sorry about that. I noticed that like my chat seemed frozen, and yeah, I was just like, what's going on here? There's like 10 people here and I'm not seeing anything. So I had to close and open up my chat. Sorry about that, guys. But thank you. Thank you all for being here and chilling out with me. And we're going to have a good one. Let's see. I have to sit tight when my personal assistant, Chris, tells me we have a big one coming up and that I can't miss this one. He knows I'm a lot more on the who's who and what's what when it comes to these socialities. And I trust that judgment call. Socialites, that's what it was. Silly me. I really don't have time for rich people, their drama, and their politics. These sort who are born with silver spoons in their mouths, and who are used to wagging their silver tongues about. I let him handle the negotiation with them, for the most part. Why else would I have hired him? But he told me I'd receive a message about it half an hour ago.
Now, if only he has the full shilling when it comes to the time.
Come on. I have a social life too, you know. To an extent. Sort of. Pressing my head against the table, I try to stave off an oncoming headache when the notification for a new email pops up. You've got mail. Alright, Boggs says. Shh. No one type for 10 minutes. See if he loses his mind. Yeah, no, I'll be alright. I know you guys are here. I can see that there's 10 people in here, so that's more than enough. At least I'm not speaking or mumbling into an echo chamber, so at least I'm not alone in this. So thank you. Thank you for that. And cheers. All I'm expecting is, hey, this looks like a good project I found. Go send them a design or something like that. Really. And that's how often it goes. That's how it often goes. Even with these rich, jammy clients who's heard of me from their equally rich, jammy friends, I can't expect them to hire me right off the bat. Which is all well and good, and reasonable. We figure out what they want, send them my portfolio, my drafts for their projects, my rates, and hope for the best. This is a big client, Marianne. I'll babysit Baruthiel for you. Oh. Interesting. Okay, let's read the email. This is a big client, Marianne. I'll babysit Baruthiel for you. Just please, take this one project. I promise. This person is huge in Luxburn, so they're talking about the rights. So this is kind of like leading up to how she gets hired by them. Interesting. Marianne McCulloch. Yeah, it's a very Irish name. Just please take this project. I promise. This person is huge in Luxburn. Oh yeah? They like him huge, don't they? Mr. Parker, this is a formal request to secure the services of Marianne McCulloch, hereinafter called the designer. As authorized by Hannah Wright, hereinafter called the client for interior design work at Ermengarde Mansion, Luxburn, Alex 18, ORF, United Kingdom. The client hopes to have the designer there on the 21st of October, Friday, with the time pending. But as I open the mail and see I've been requested by the client specifically, well, I certainly didn't expect that, and it's pretty straightforward too. Anyone else would probably be excited. They would be working with Hannah Wright, with the Hannah Wright. She's just one of those rich socialites that everybody loves to talk about, no matter how hard I try to tune such nonsense out. It would have been enough for me to reply in an affirmative to Chris and leave, but he has never pleaded for me to take on a project before. We've worked with big personalities in the past, celebrities, bankers, and even a few politicians. My PA has been indifferent about those. So the question bounced about in my skull before I spy one of the email attachments. A newspaper clipping from the Luxburn Daily's business news selection, boasting the headline, Wright Enterprise donates £2.5 million to refuge. It certainly caused quite a stir back then. Ooh, I just read the chat and Ominous Audios is talking about jelly-filled donuts are great. Nice. You talking about them Boston cream donuts, Ominous? Oh, you know, if I can head into the Tims there, bud. Getting a honey cruller. Get me a double-double while you're at it, brother. Apparently, they had invited businessmen and socialites everywhere, in the guise of it being some big business announcement.
2.5 mil and an expensive-looking party to boot. These people sure know how to throw their money around.
Not that I should be so callous. They're going to do a lot of good and help a community of people with all those pounds. I, of all people, shouldn't criticize such acts whether they were for show or not. At the very least, I know they'll be able to pay my rates. That's true. With the headline out of the way, however, I find myself staring at the picture that came along with the clipping. Because, wow. Here I am, expecting a sour old woman in a blazer and skirt, but the woman that has plastered the front page looked like she belongs on the front page of the entertainment section, or even, if I'm to be crass, as a pinup for a glamour. Oh yeah, so this chick, she got the hots for her, man. She's like, all right, this is my waifu. Nice. Nice. And yes, Lynn is also Canadian, so we got a decent amount of Canadians in here. Nice. It's nice to know I'm not the only one. But yeah. Okay, I'll be real here. A men's magazine. Yeah, with them Nice titties, wouldn't be surprised. Shit. She sure knows how to rock that dress. Oh, really? Wait. Her hair, her eyes, her lips. She can't be her. And at the same time, she is her. Only several years older. Shit, I'm not gonna even pull off my shitty Irish accent. She just looks like... No. Come on, Mac. The world is full of pretty blondes. It's just a coincidence. Oh, is it her ex? She thinks it looks like her ex. That would be crazy. It's just a coincidence, probably. Yo. With a shake of my head, I snap out of it and reach out for my phone when it buzzes, nearly falling off my chair in the process. Who else would be on the other line but the very people waiting for me?
Oh, piss. I'm so sorry, Cam. I'm on my way.
That's what I say. She's probably gonna meet up with her friends at the pub. That's what I say. Yet, I still don't move from my chair, face flustered and heart racing. I could only stare until I can will myself to reply that yes, I'm accepting the assignment. I just wanted to catch up on the chat here real quick. Canada apologizes intensely. Oh yeah, don't you know they're bad? Sorry about that. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, just so you know, like for all of those who don't, Lady Spookaria is my good friend. Weekly Creeps as well. There's some pretty awesome narrators here. Lucid Lupus, you know, The Hero, Ask You. They all got good channels, man. Some good content, and I've collaborated with all of them at some point. But yeah, I think next up, Hero's on the list. But yeah, oh, there's some really good people here, and I highly advise you check them out and subscribe. So yeah. Now if we'll continue with the story. And it takes even more time for me to just close the image, shut down the computer, and leave. Even then, it has already burned its image into my head. No matter how much I wish, it would just disappear. It makes me eager for the alcohol and for the company, of course. Just gonna have an old pint of Guinness, pint of plain. A pint of plain is your only man. It makes me eager for anything that I can help to forget. That can help me forget. Okay, so she went through a bad breakup or something. It's a good thing that the nearest pub is just a hop, skip, and a jump from there. See, it's not even me calling the stereotypes. She's going straight to the pub, of course. Where else would she be going? Believe me, I've worked with a lot of Irish, and that's their go-to spot. Lynn LeBlanc says, am I the only one that doesn't have a channel? There's a couple people here that don't have a channel, but yeah, you know what? Go for it. If you want to start, get in the community, get involved, I say go for it, because you know, I spent so many years just being on the sidelines or just being a fan, and always dreaming to start a channel. And I was like, oh well, when should I start it? Like, I don't have this, I don't have that. And like one day I was just like, you know what? I think it was like 2 years ago, 2 Christmases ago, I was like, you know what? This is gonna be my New Year's resolution. I'm gonna stick with my YouTube channel, and I'm lucky I'm still sticking to it for now. But yeah. Ominous Audio says, I can't blame her for not being over her ex. I mean, have you seen the titties on Hannah? Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. The Galway Shaw, as it is called by those who frequented the place, is the only decent Irish pub in the country. You can pretty much tell that someone is new if they call it by its official name, the Crawl Bar. The Crawl Bar. My home away from home, ever since I've moved to Luxburn, of course, see? Of course it is. Well, that is, when I'm not cooped up in my condo and working anyways. It has good alcohol, good company, and, thank God, and Saint Cecilia, good music. Crowd favorites like the Bothy Noise, the High Wasteland though high Waithlian men and the Second Fusion Orchestra are often played. Not to mention the singing. I love singing. Crazy. Anyone could just break out into a drinking song, and the others in the pub were just wonderful as they'd start singing along. And doing so while intoxicated is the best of ways to go about it. Hey, it's a win-win as long as I don't puke in the middle of the chorus and as long as I can get home in one piece at the end of the day. And tonight is karaoke night. What better time than try and sing all my worries away? That's what my intoxicated brain tells me.
The ghost of guilt and sorrow remembers who I am, and in the prison
Nice.
of my heart, I was my only slave.
Alright, not bad, not bad. Not bad at all. Yo, this is nice. This is very nice. We're seeing a lot of people mingle here. Yo, Forbidden Lore ASMR is here? Say what? Is that, am I seeing that right? Welcome. Well, it's good to see you here. Yo, this is awesome. It's not too often I see that my ASMR peeps in the horror community start to mingle a bit. So this is great. This is awesome. Yeah, man, get friendly with everybody. There's a lot of nice people to meet here. But drinking only reminds me of my home, and the thought of home makes me think of her.
But in the depths of my cold soul, I'll leave the burden and despair.
It makes me nauseous. It sickens me that the smallest reminder of her can cause me such grief.
I'll fight for what's worth fighting for. Forget the fear, forget the rest.
Alright, not too bad. Not bad at all. Of course, that might just be the booze. Any other day, I would have scolded myself for drinking so much.
I lied to the Lord, I lied to myself, I lied to you and everyone I care, until
Nice.
there were no more lies to tell.
But I already have a client, and we'll be having our first little meet and greet in a few days.
Cowardice is easier than being brave, but at last I found the strength I lost to sing my love letter to you.
Not bad, not bad.
'Cause people can lie, but my lone heart beats true.
I want to at least enjoy this night, get over the hangover tomorrow, and return to being a prim and proper professional alter after. Professional after.
That song was for Cam, our lucky bride to be. So give her hand, Galway shawl.
Considering the state I'm in, one can excuse my smug grin as cheers and applause rise among the pub's patrons. Because, possibly off-key, public singing aside, I feel I'm on top of the world right now, and that's a good reason as any to belt out in front of these strangers. With good drinks and good friends, there's nowhere else I'd rather be tonight. And I forget for a short while.
And that song was brought to you by Marianne McCullough, everyone! A round of applause!
Nice. Yo, are they smoking in the bar? When was the last time that was a thing?
That was so good. You rock, Marianne.
Oh, please stop. You're just saying that.
Yo, who are these lovely birds that are sitting with Marianne?
You know neither of us can hold a tune, Marianne. A toast to our shameless drunk singer. May your drinks forever flow and your notes be ever lovely.
It's funny because, like, the character in the story is named Marianne, but whenever I read it out, my wife looks over because my wife's name is Marianne, so it's hilarious.
If anyone deserves a toast tonight, that's Cam. Finally sealed the deal after 3 years, eh?
Read 'em and wait, bitches.
Paul Mahone. Kamala's diamond engagement ring gleams as she holds it up for the world to see. Ah, dang. Yeah, I should have known. I should have realized. She has reasons to be proud. 3 years of living together, and her boyfriend finally asked her the big question. Obviously, she said yes.
Don't get too attached to that ring or the one after, sweetie. I was wearing a wedding ring not so long ago, and look at where I am.
Oh, so this is Haruna. Okay, cool.
But enough of me being a downer. Cheers to a happy engagement!
Nice. Of course, if something like Haruna's divorce were to happen, I'd be there for Cam. Just as Cam had been there for me, acting more than just my yoga instructor. I can't be happier for my friend right now.
Cheers!
This is not accurate. This photo is not accurate for one reason. Like her beer should be empty here, or she should have another glass waiting for her. She should have another pint waiting for her.
Cheers!
Well, we both will be there for Cam, won't we? Haruna and I. Haruna. It's been a real bad year for her, ever since her divorce. She's such a nice person, even loaning me money to open a studio, and she didn't deserve what her husband had pulled. I'm happy she's smiling again, and picking out like she used to. I think we've all missed our Japanese firecracker. We met in yoga class, something I had joined to keep myself in shape and, well, honestly, so that I could make friends when I had moved to Luxburn. Lynn LeBlanc says, I love how a lot of you YouTubers support each other. Of course, man. It's a community, right? We all gotta stick for each other, you know. I joined, you know, a lot of us join because we want to share our passion, craft. It's not even so much about building clout or popularity. We just want to build a community of people, right? So it's nice because in my personal life, there's not that many people that share this passion of horror with, and so it's like, it's nice that I can have somebody to talk to about it, right? So yeah, no, it's great. Clearly, it worked like a charm. And it definitely didn't have anything to do with the fact that I brought along my lucky D20 die with me on that first day. No sir. Yo, she brought a D20, man, I can get down with that. Cause, yeah, you already know I'm big on Dungeons and Dragons, man, so nice. I love these girls so much.
What about you, Marianne? You're 30 years old and you still haven't got yourself a man.
That's because she don't need no man. That's why.
And you guys know I have a very busy schedule. I don't have time for that.
So maybe she's still in the closet. I don't know.
Oh, come on! That's a lame excuse and you know it!
Date her right now. Right?
You need a man who'll take care of you and you need it now! Maybe some hunk will be your house hubby while you rake in the dough.
I'm quite capable of taking care of myself. Who needs a Mr. Right?
Exactly.
Hey, look at me. I'm Marion McCullough, a lawful neutral cleric with 9 points in wisdom and 8 in charisma, but I can't get myself a date.
Oh shit. Man, where can I meet these hot nerds, man? Damn. I mentioned druids and demons once. Once. They don't even know the rules or understand what the numbers mean. That's right, most of them don't. And I certainly am not some sort of holy person. I'm a far cry from a miracle worker, and I barely have the willpower to fight off demons, especially my own.
Actually, maybe she isn't looking for a Mr. Right, but a Mrs. Right.
That's right, Haruna knows what's up.
Oh, my Marianne, we still love you even if you're in the closet.
Oh, snap. She's like, Marianne's like, why you gotta call me out like that, bro?
It would explain some things. How do you know you don't have a ring anymore? Maybe you two can be together and I don't have to worry about my best girls being alone.
What are you on about? There's nothing to explain.
Yo, evil outcast has stepped into the room. Welcome to the Chatterbox, man. It's good to see you here. Yo, we got 12 people in here. I can't remember the last time I had 12 people in on a stream. That's crazy. That's a lot of people. That's enough people in a room to give me social anxiety. Now I'm just kidding, no. But the more I deny, the louder they tease until the other people in the pub start to watch. It doesn't help at all when Haruna drapes her arm over my shoulders and leans in. Yo, she getting the brush, the titty brush and shit. Damn.
Will I be all yours then? Will you be making me feel like a woman?
Oh shit. Oh snap. I know that they're just kidding, but this doesn't make me comfortable in the slightest. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, she definitely on that lesbo scale. Shit. So when Kamala notices my silence and Haruna sees the expression on my face, they stop. And when the awkward air settles over us, the rest of the pub goes back to whatever they were doing before the whole thing had ever happened. They probably won't even remember it when they wake up with massive hangovers anyways.
Sorry.
Me too.
Hey, no hard feelings, right?
Oh yeah, no hard feelings, right? Top of the morning to you, laddies. My name's Jessica. I'm just kidding. I'm so terrible. I'm so bad. Lady Spukaria knows how terrible I am at accents. But you know what? It's my hidden talent. I just do terrible accents. Alright. I raise my glass. They smile. We drink. There's no need to say more. We're all definitely far too drunk tonight. Eventually, the fun times end. It is a weekday, after all. Jesus. And when Haruna being a nurse, she still has to get ready for her next shift. Yeah, man, you can't be drinking too close to your shift, man. Let's see, let's take a look at the chat here. What's going on in the chatties? Lady Spukaria says, LOL, oh, I know you are, MC. Yep. Weekly Creep says, I don't know about calling it a talent, but yeah, sure. Yo, Vidith22 is in the house. What is poppin', my dude? It's good to see you, man. Long time no chat, brother. Hopefully all's well. How goes the music and shit, man? I'm waiting for you to release some more rap. I'm into that shit. Alright. Evil Outcast says, I'll see my way out now. Nah, don't leave, brother. Don't leave. Alright, let's keep going. Cam also has a loving fiance waiting for her at home, and really didn't have to make a fuss about having left some burns in the oven when she took off early. Really, I understand. I was the one who insisted, who was determined to get pissed drunk anyway. Moving to the bar, I sit. Alone, at last. Alone with a stranger. Oh shit. So it's Luke. Oh my god. But she doesn't know him yet. I guess she doesn't recognize him yet. I haven't seen him here before. Obviously not a regular. He hasn't said a word and just sits there, savoring his drink. With his whiskey served neat in one hand and lighter in the other, it doesn't seem like he's noticed me yet, and maybe I should go before he does look my way. Because he was pretty and he was blonde. Oh shit. And those two things, plus alcohol, never did me any good. Oh shit. So I guess she's bisexual then. Alright. A thought too late. Judging by the way, his flushed face and the dazed look in his eyes, he's as pissed drunk as I am. Yeah, this two alcoholics bonding together. Let's see what happened. But whereas I feel like kneeling over, he looks like he's still ready to take the catwalk by storm. Really, he just has the air of one... He just has the air of one of those men who think that they own the world.
Hello there, sexy.
Jesus.
Please don't stand up on my account. I already like what I see.
Yo, what? This guy's married and shit, man. That's fucked up.
Fancy a drink? It'll be on me.
But then again, I might be pleasantly surprised if he proves me wrong.
Want some between the sheets? Sex on the beach? I'm talking cocktails, of course.
Jesus. Fat chance. But it doesn't matter. We both know how to play this game. There are two different ways for the night to end. One thing or another is going to happen. The question is, what do I want to do?
Oh no, that's fine. I'd rather order some blue balls or some AMF if you don't mind.
Oh snap! That clapback though. Shit. He looks like he's about to say some witty retort, but stops himself and downs the rest of his whiskey. That's definitely, I don't know, never mind. That looks like a wine glass, but whatever. I order a mint julep. He gets another whiskey, and we start the customary small talk. Of course, the saying, ask me no questions and I'll tell you no lies, goes without saying. We ask nothing about each other, offering up falsehoods to establish a strenuous, fake connection between two strangers at a pub, if only to pass the time. Whiskey, as I have come to call him, is supposedly 21 years old, single, takes care of his mother, and is a manager of some sort. Yo, this guy be unfaithful and shit. I don't like this guy even more. Manager of what? I didn't care to listen to the details. Meanwhile, Mint, as he has come to call me, is 29 and I'm... what did I say it was again? Oh yes, I told him that I was a professional chocolate taster. Oh, I bet she likes the chocolate. But anyways, because fuck it. If I'm going to lie about what my job is, might as well make it fun. It's a pretty decent chat between two pretty drunk strangers. And maybe it's just me, but we might as fucking well expend the tiniest amounts of effort in pretending there's something meaningful in this meeting. Would have been nice too, if it was just left at that. But during a lull in the conversation, he brings it up.
You know, I've never been with a woman taller than me.
And to think he might have been different from the rest.
Never have and never will, whiskey.
Nice.
Can we go back to the history of chocolates? Did you know that chocolate candy was introduced in 19th century England as a healthier alternative to alcohol?
The hero asks you says AMF was a nice touch. Yeah, bro. Nah. Yeah, bro. The box says Irish car bomb would have been a good one too. Yeah, definitely. Hell yeah. Saint Lucy was the most beautiful woman of her time. She had men come from the four corners of the world just to see the pure light of her exquisite green eyes. If she were so lucky, anyway.
No, enough of the history lesson. Come on, Mint. You know and I know what you came here for.
Jesus. What a fucking creep. Though not every suitor was gallant, and she was no fool, she had known that, sooner or later, she wouldn't be able to defend her chastity.
Come on. There must be something that gets you going.
Jesus. So, she had taken out a knife, and gouged out her own eyes.
There is something, but I don't think you can handle it.
Jesus. Impressed with her devotion, God restored her eyes and made them more beautiful than before. Huh, interesting. He has a peculiar sense of humor, hasn't he? Because that only meant suitors kept going after Lucy, and she kept her eyes in a chalice to scare them away.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I can handle whatever it is.
Jesus Christ, I can't. This guy's creeping me out, bro. Saint Lucy, help me. Help me turn away from sin. Help me with my own blindness.
My place isn't too far from here. I won't take care of you if it ends up being too much for you.
What the fuck?
And no one will be able to hear you if you try to scream.
What the fuck, dude?
You sure you want to go down that road, pretty boy?
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, that's so messed up, man. Best thing about having my own condo so close to the pub is the ease of access. As long as I can still stand and walk, I can make it home. Maybe I'd need help from a kind neighbor or two to help me with the last leg if I've really gone overboard on the alcohol. But I always make it home. Sometimes with company, of course. Of course, that always comes with complications. Especially with the real clinging ones. Yeah, man. One night stands? Not my thing, bro. Not my thing. But it isn't anything a good tip about stalkers to the building security can't fix. I'm always nervous though, even if this isn't the first time I've done this. Yo. She really is an independent woman. In the first few minutes when we enter my room are the first few agonizing minutes where I try not to panic. Okay, Mac. So far so good. Don't let him smell your fear under all that liquid courage. He'll leave sooner or later, and I'll never have to see him again, just like every other man before him. I'd like to say to myself that the men I've brought to my place were more scared than I was. Yet, there is no fear when I look into Whiskey's eyes, only delight. When he starts touching me, I don't even hesitate when I push him against the door. Roughness is to be expected. And as long as he sticks to the script, everything will go smoothly. We'll have our little tumble in the sheets, he'll leave, we'll forget about it. Bruh! If somebody asked what I really wanted, I would have told them that I wanted a bed of roses, chocolates, and music, maybe in an Irish castle. But all I really want is her. And that's never going to be a reality. Yo, what? That was my fault, of course. Because I was afraid. Because I was a coward. They would never hold the candle up to her. She was the light of my life. Oh, damn. Forbidden Lore says, if she doesn't murder him, I will. Yeah, for sure. Evil outcast, pass me a taco, bro. Nice. And I had to let her go. I can't even be bothered at the thought of her. Just a single thought of her makes my resolve to see this affair through waver.
Wait.
What is it now?
He's like, what are you doing? I want to get, like, my dick's hard already and I want to, like, lay it on you. But no, she's changing her mind. No means no, dude. Yes. What is it now? What's it gonna be, Marianne? To have sex or not to have sex? This is wrong. I'm gonna save just in case. Okay. So what do you think, guys? Let's. I say this is wrong because, yeah, because I don't want this guy getting any of that. I don't want this guy getting any of it. So yeah, this is wrong.
We're both drunk.
And
This is wrong. Don't you think it's a bit fucked up that we're about to have sex and we're just calling each other by the drinks that we had? How messed up are we?
Doll, shut up with the ethics and morality talk. It is seriously putting me out of the mood.
Good. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
If you want to leave now, Whiskey, I understand. I mean, with how smashed you are, it'd probably be best for you to sleep the night unless you want to be mugged.
There you go. That's right. Yeah, girl.
But I won't stop you. And this isn't going to happen.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, she did say blue ball, so you should have known, dude. Of course, he's annoyed at me for putting off our night of sexual congress. But no means no. See, bruh, did I write the script or something? Shit. And beyond spewing a few profanities under his breath, he surprisingly simmers down soon enough. I was worried for a moment that he might try to force something. Instead, he makes a show of fixing his suit and smoothing down his hair before making himself comfortable on the nearest seat he could find.
What are you doing then? You have a guest in your home. Put the damn kettle on. Dandelion tea if you have it. But I suppose all you have are those shitty tea bags from the store.
What a fucking cunt. Man, this guy is like with like the sweetest girl, like Hana. She's like fucking amazing, and you're gonna fucking cheat on her, bro? Yeah, man, like he's fucking married, bro. Oh, Lynn LeBlanc says, MC, I saw you on Jensen's stream and checked you out. Hey, that's awesome. Yeah, Jensen's a really cool dude, man. He's one of my homies. He's a really nice guy. I'm so glad you decided to check out and subscribe. Means a lot. Thank you so much for the support. Forbidden Lore says, bro, she's taller than him. Throw him out. Right? If it isn't for the absurdity of this turn of events, I would have flipped him off for thinking I have no taste. But in the end, I just laugh. All I got are cans of Korean ginseng and lemon balm, though. No dandelion. Without a second thought, I do wet the tea. That's 3 minutes to get the kettle to a boil. 3 minutes where we say nothing to each other. I mean, what do you even say to the guy I was going to sleep with until I changed my mind? I doubt he's in the mood to talk about the influence of Troyes on Mallory. It's still unusual by the time we're both seated on my bed, with mugs of tea in hand.
Just so you know, whatever is going on right now is a lot stranger and fucked up than the one night stand.
Then fucking leave, bro.
We are two messed up individuals by your logic.
Everything is messed up, if you ask me. War, terrorism, famine, poverty, loved ones and loved lost. Oh,
Shut the fuck up, dude. Stop acting like you care about that shit.
this whole world is a cesspool.
The dead air is telling when it fills the room once more. One would think that this is the perfect time to burst, to spill about whatever issues made us the fucked up person that we are today. And it is. But I guess some part of me would rather not put the weight of my problems on somebody else's shoulder. It wouldn't be fair to leave that to a person when I don't even know if we'll ever see each other again. Sooner rather than later, we both passed out on my bed, mugs left forgotten on the floor. I love all these comments. There's so many people in the chat. Just this chat is on fire tonight. Weekly Creep says, "See if he has wings." I would love to find that out too, brother. Jesus. Yeah, what a fucking creep. When I wake, whiskey is already gone. A bottle of painkillers and a note on the table are the only evidence that I wasn't alone last night. Thanks for the team, Maisie Ann. Interesting. Or is it Mary? I guess it's semi. No, that's not cursive. This guy was just drunk. I don't even question where these are from or just how he knew my real name. He obviously was snooping around your place. I'm just grateful for something to help with the hangover. Might as well. I have a job to do. Alright. October 22nd, Saturday. Yeah, I agree, Lynn. That dude is a fucking creep. Terrible man. It isn't often that I think about drinking on the job. But after meeting with the Wrights yesterday, really makes me want to break my self-imposed rules. Because first off, fucking damn whiskey was fucking damn Mr. Wright. Of course, good thing you didn't sleep with him. And to top it all off, they had somehow forgotten to inform me that they didn't own the Ermengarde mansion yet when they hired me. What sort of person does that?
Rich people.
I agree. Let's eat the rich. I could do nothing but twiddle my thumbs at this, however. Twiddle my thumbs and wait for the go signal. It's not like an accept It's not like I can accept other smaller projects. This is a big job, and I should be ready to start on at any time. Start on it at any time. Not to mention that my PA practically begged me to be patient and wait this out. Yeah, this Luke Wright guy is a fucking sleazebag. Like, he knew exactly what he was doing. It was a hard decision to agree, but I did so in the end. Besides, I'm doing this for the Ermengarde mansion, not for anything or anyone else. I'd have a headache, whatever I do anyway. I'd go to the pub again, but seeing what happened a few days ago, I'd rather not end up in bed with another potential client. It might be a huge leap in logic, but a library is the next best thing after the pub. I have to go there anyway. I need more books. For my dad. Plus, I also need to return the ones I borrowed last time. Okay, alright. So she's a very studious person. Finding a new book or two to read for myself while I have nothing to do isn't such a bad idea either. So, on a Saturday morning, I find myself going to the only library in Luxburn to hopefully cool off. After returning an Arzuli and a poetry book by Henry of Podbrady, I asked the librarian about the several titles on my list, though I don't have much luck on that front. Dialogue with Death has already been snatched, and she bluntly said that she did not keep our mathematical universe for someone who didn't return books on time. I make headway, at least, when I ask about Siege and rendition of Havan by Jacob de Perzula. If you count her snarling and pointing at the history section as headway, that is. The history section is devoid of any other except for myself and a redhead, though I'd wager a guess at that Reds just passing by to get the classical literature section. So many books, so little time. Scanning the books and seeing so many wonderful titles gives me great pleasure. Yeah, guys, this cider is getting to me. I'm on my, third one already. But yeah, what's going on, guys? Let's see what's going on in the chat. Oh, we got 10 people in here. That's great. So I better get my ass reading and keep these guys entertained, right? And that's when I spot it.
Hello, sailor. Why don't you come to Mama?
What? Oh. It's not the naval battle book I was looking for. No, it's even better. The newly acquired History of Luxburn Architecture, first edition too. I know. I just have to get it. I've been waiting to get my hands on the book for so long. The fact that there's only one copy proves to be the problem, though. When Red reaches out for it the same time as I do.
I think I had this first, miss.
Yo. Oh shit, it's her, Elizabeth. I can only stare her down when she refuses to let go of the book. Refusing to let go of it as well, I raise a brow at her in the hopes that the fact that I was significantly taller than her would intimidate the girl. Yeah, man, don't intimidate short girls. You can't do it. They got the fire, man. They got the fire. Ask Lady Spucaria. She's like 5'4" or something like that. Don't mess with her. Even then, she refused with a rebellious look.
This isn't exactly light reading, miss. I mean, do you even know which architect was at the forefront of 18th century Irish architecture?
Yeah, she's a teacher. Don't test her. A beat. She blinks and I can't help the smirk on my face, which is wiped off when she opens her mouth.
Edward Lovett Pierce, who established the Palladian style through his work with Castletown House and the Irish Houses of Parliament.
Oh shit, yeah, of course, man. She knows her shit, man. Don't fuck with Elizabeth. She's a teacher, for God's sake.
This bridge was destroyed in this year to delay French troops while under the regency of Mary of Guise.
This is not what I was expecting. Let's be honest. How many people would know these history facts? Evil Outcast says, "Hello, hot." Yeah, Elizabeth is kind of feisty and hot. I like. Yeah, she actually she kind of fit. She got that nice bounce too. Know what I'm saying? But no, for me personally, I like short girls because yeah, they always feel like they need to make up for their small size, but like they're fun size and they got a lot of personality and they got that heat. Most of the short girls that I've like been with, they feisty. They got the heat. Aside from me, anyway.
Going right to the obscure ones, aren't you? Easy enough. Tullybody Old Bridge in Clackmannanshire, Scotland, on the January of 1560, if we want to be specific.
Suddenly, it's a game where we throw these history questions and facts at each other, back and forth, in hushed tones, unless we want to be thrown out of the library. Relationship. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see here. Yo, her relationship with Hana went up. Oh, of course, she got the hots for her, right? And same with Luke because they're clients, I guess. So, yeah. After a while, it goes from some strange competition into this strange but friendly banter, if it could be called that. But as fun as it is, the exchange soon slows down until we're grinning at how odd this whole scene is.
Marianne McCulloch, my desire for potatoes doesn't quite match what the stereotypes suggest.
Rebecca Gales, the Scots' supposed hatred for the English wasn't enough to stop me from teaching their little spawns.
Nice. Nice. That was Rebecca. Did I say Elizabeth before? Shit, it's Rebecca. I'm so bad with names, you see that? But then, we'd forgotten about our little tug of war. By then, we had forgotten about our little tug of war, although she still holds the book in her hands. I had let it go without realizing when she answered my first question.
History teacher, then?
Got it in one.
No wonder you gave me a run for my money. Now, if we're talking about architecture, I'd blow you out of the water. You're from where? Luxburn Uni?
Oh no, just St. Goretti's.
Oh, St. Goretti's. That sounds tight. Ah, yes, St. Goretti. You'd think a school would choose more of an appropriate saint to name themselves after, especially when they have very young students. Jesus.
And I'm guessing you're an architect, if you're so confident about the subject.
Interior designer, Miss Gales.
Interior designer. Oh, I get it. Ah, that Irish accent, though.
Please, just call me Rebecca. You aren't one of my students, are you?
Marianne, then.
I could have said that I was an architect, but there's no point in explaining why I wasn't one anymore.
So, I've never seen you before. I'd like to think I've met every history aficionado in town.
I blame the rock I've been hiding under, of course. That, and I'm usually only here on the weekdays if time allows. Work often has me meeting clients on the weekends.
That must be interesting work.
It allows for some creative freedom, sure.
Nice.
But it's like working with children sometimes. Though you probably have it harder working with actual children.
Yeah, I can't imagine working with children. I don't have the patience for them, to be honest with you. I like kids, don't get me wrong, but when they are troublesome and you have no way out of the situation and you have to deal with it because it's part of your job, I couldn't do it.
The hardest part is convincing them that your idea is their idea.
That sounds exciting.
It is!
But isn't that true for any workplace, though?
Yeah.
We just cross our fingers and hope there aren't any man-children in charge of important things. Any big projects right now? I can't imagine that interior designing is a frequent thing.
The way they those things bounce, though. Shit.
I'm working on the Ermengarde mansion. Lucky me. That mansion. Intach. Wonderful. Breathtaking. I can't wait to start in it. Now that is beautiful architecture.
A pause. It looks like she wants to say something at any mention of the house. I'm not surprised. The place is certainly popular with the locals, especially with the urban legends attached to it. In the next second, though, she seems to think better of it and drops what she's about to say.
So, do you have a portfolio or anything I can take a look at? I'd love to see your designs. Maybe you have some on a tablet?
The box says, I like, well, raised kids. Yeah, hats off, man. Any parent, man, I wouldn't know fully, but like, it's a tough job. I have a stepson, but yeah, I didn't really I didn't really have to do all the raising and shit, so yeah.
I've met some designers before, and they're always going crazy over these virtual room apps or another.
A tablet? Please. Callicrates didn't need those silly iTabs when he built the Parthenon. I certainly don't need one to design a house.
The computer back at my place is all I have. Why should I buy such an expensive gadget that will only just get outdated within the year, when what I have is just as functional? The traditional ways had a far more personal touch, in my opinion. Not to mention those smartphones are awful tools of procrastination. I mean, it's kind of true on that point. I can't even count on hand the number of people I see going outside only to have their eyes glued to the things. And fuck touchscreens. They're evil things that make typing what should have been a simple task harder.
I do have an online portfolio if you'd like. I can...
Yeah, I used to use a BlackBerry, so that was my thing. I used to be a BlackBerry stan. Speaking or thinking of the devil seems to have summoned it, because before I can even carry on, Rebecca's attention wanes as she pulls out her mobile. For what I can only assume is a call, she gives me an apologetic look before she stands up and excuses herself. Off farther into the aisle she goes for some privacy. Oh, what is up? We got Tales to chill to the bone in the house. What's going on, brother? It's good to see you. Yo. Yeah, hopefully you've been well, man. I'm really glad you've been back at it with the videos. Fucking killing it, bro. I do my best to give it to her as well, trying to tune her out.
Belle, is something wrong? Lunch at the coffee house? Sure, I can make it. I'm not too far. I can be there in 10.
But with how quiet the surrounding is, she can't blame me if I overhear snippets of her conversation. When she returns with a sheepish look on her face, I know that our friendly chat has to be cut short.
Sorry, I have to go and meet with some friends.
It's fine. Totally fine. No need to even apologize.
About the book.
Huh. Her embarrassment increases twofold when she realizes she's still holding on to history of Luxburn architecture. Jesus. I don't give her time to think about it as I put a hand up and shake my hand. Fishing out a pen and paper from my bag, along with one of those business cards, I hand them over to her.
You know, I'm busy with work, so I might not even be able to take a peek at it anytime soon. You can go ahead and have it. But you'll have to ring me up when you're returning it just so I can snag it right away. Deal?
Nice. She makes quick work, petting her number down and handing it back to me with a grin.
Deal. Just message me during school hours, of course.
Forbidden Lore says, yo, run with the book. I wish I could have. If it were up to me, I would have. Yo, we still got Vidith here chilling too.
You have a good day then.
That's good, man.
You too.
Nice. With Rebecca gone, I'm left alone, standing in the history section. Although my original plans were simply to sit down and read a good book, our little pop quiz, if you could call it that, made the time pass by without any of us even realizing it. It was fun, and I do believe I made a new friend. Good job, Marianne. Even with a talk of lunch, however, I don't feel like grabbing a bite to eat. There are still other books to be read here, and I'm hoping to find things that will help me while I work with the rights. Something like How to Deal with Arseholes Professionally 101, just in case. Nice. I've dealt with a lot of uppity, snooty, and rich clients before, but it's still better to be safe than sorry. Because Luke Wright just takes the fucking cake. Yeah, man, he's a fucking douchebag. And he probably manages to eat it too. It seems the world is considering to keep me from me time, as my mobile vibrates in my pockets the moments I find something on the shelves of the classic literature section.
Marianne McCulloch, Charlie Rose Design speaking.
Vita said, this is a wild book. Yeah, actually, yeah, this is, we're playing a visual novel. I'm sure you know what's the deal. You know what's up. It's a creepy visual novel called The Letter. And it surrounds this haunted mansion called the Ermengarde Mansion. So, yeah.
Rose Cooper here, Miss McCullough. I hope I didn't catch you at a bad time or anything.
Oh man, I miss Miss Cooper.
But I just wanted to check in and tell you that we've got the clear to hand over the documents. Madam Wright told us that we should forward the floor plans to you.
Already? How did they go through the process so fast? Surely there's so many red tape to even acquire the forms and the transferring of rights. No matter how rich the rights are, it shouldn't be this quick, right?
So, if I can just have your email, I'll be sending them your way.
I'd actually like a physical copy of the floor plans.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, I suppose that's fine. I'm not at the office right now, but I can inform Miss Santos of your request.
Oh shit, Lynn says, Evil said BRB too. Did you come look for me? LOL. Yeah, I'm just so busy. I'm not used to having so many people in my chat, to be honest with you. But yes, welcome back, both of you.
I'll make sure to drop by the office after lunch if that's fine.
Not a problem. Right. Well, cheers.
Evil Outcast says, but I want to go get more tacos. Yeah, if you got some carnitas, pass them over to me, man. I'm just kidding. I don't unfortunately eat meat anymore. So, yeah, I'm a vegetarian.
Right. Cheers.
I don't know. I just don't. Is there some sort of deeper miscommunication when we last met? These things take time. It's been what? A day? Less than that, even. There isn't even a point in trying to make there isn't even a point in trying to make sense of these people who seem to be larger than life. Yeah, the rights they're fucking loaded, man, and they got everybody in their pocket. As it looks like I'm on the clock starting today, I might as well eat. Grabbing some fish and chips from one of the street food stalls, I find a table to spend time with a copy of Marquise de Sante's The Crime of Love, since Rebecca left with the book I wanted. I've read this one before, along with the rest of his works. This would be the 18th time, in fact, but it's always been nice to read through it again, when I don't have the time to enjoy something new. Lynn LeBlanc says, I'm short. How short are you? Let me know in the chat. Let's learn more about each other. Forbidden Lore says some kind of culty stuff is going down. Definitely. It's yeah, if you watch the other streams, you'll see. There's some fucked up shit that happens around this mansion. Besides, when you're dealing with people so filthy rich that they just end up plain filthy, you need a good old marquis sound advice.
La blessure se trouvant sans aucune sorte de conséquence.
All right, Lynn LeBlanc, was that legit French? Tell me, because I guess French is Canadian. There's Canadian French, and like the other French in France is a bit different, but it's like, yeah. Okay, everybody giving their height now all of a sudden. Evil Outcast says, I'm 5'9". Alright, nice. Yeah, I'm 5'11". Box is 6 foot, 170 pounds. Alright, cool. You guys are just giving me all the information I need. Noise. 5'2". Oh, snap. Forbidden lore? You that? Yeah, that is short, actually. No, but it's alright. It's fun size. You're just closer to the ground than everybody else. The box says, Canadian is beer battered French. The wound being without any consequences. Of course, it's folly to think that things have no consequence when everything actually does. Briar Realty Corporation's Lugsburn branch isn't too far from the city center, just a few blocks away, and I can easily eat and walk. Weekly Creep says, Mad Chatter, you're short, my man. I'm alright. I'm just about average, so. Lynn LeBlanc says, I'm 5'2" also. That's crazy. We got two 5'2" people, man. So you both make a person and a half in average height, I guess. I'd rather use this time to rest before I go into a flurry of activity. No doubt, there'll be so much to do once we get our hands on with the mansion.
Still a lot better than working on another condo, at least.
Evil Outcast says, short girls are always the cutest, but very crazy. LOLOL. Kinda true, though. I don't know. Short girls is where it's at, man. Oh, I drank a bit too much there. Surely, no matter how much BRC and the old owners put into the restoration and preservation of the place, any big repairs would be superficial at most. I'm quite certain that, in their haste to sell the property, they did a rush job. It isn't an infrequent thing to do, despite how it is frowned upon. There'll be a lot of hidden issues that I will need to find or to weed out, and I have to make sure I fill every single one of them, especially the more serious damages. Structural integrity is definitely on top of the list we'll have to consider. The building might look sturdy, but it is centuries old. That alone will likely pose a few problems here and there, put limitations on what we can do. Besides, despite how much I detest these rich snobs, they can pay rather handsomely, so long as I do an excellent job and do more than necessary. Those two things always made sure the referrals keep coming. I don't even have to hunt down projects for myself. When I go up to the BRC's office, I can't help but stop and stare when I enter the building. With the lunch hour closing, employees should have been back already, if they weren't filtering through the doors. I get that it's a Saturday, that people probably feel tired and lazy to be working on a weekend. But they're still on the clock and not bumming about wasting company time on extended lunch breaks and cigarette sessions. The office is spacious, as it is with these big corporations. Each person is given their little space of what's usually a 2x2 meter cubicle. There's a lot of empty chairs than there are actual people working at their desks. It reminds me far too much of my last day at Poriskova projects during the massive layoffs due to the Irish economic crisis. But it isn't just that, though. Everything is as quiet as a grave. It's as if these people are merely ghosts. Speaking of ghosts, Santos comes in through the door, looking as if she'd just seen one. Yeah, because this was the time when she actually saw one. Like last time when we played as Isabella. That's crazy. She looks at me, wide-eyed, like a deer caught in the headlights, ready to bolt at any moment. I'd ask out of concern, but I feel it's not my position to do so. Jesus. The box says, "I'd rather have two 5'2" women than one 10'4" woman." Of course, what the fuck? Forbidden Lore says, "Oh my god, she's so cute." Yeah, I miss Isabella. Yeah, unfortunately, this character in my playthrough of it has died. So this is kind of like jumping back a little bit in time because we're playing as every different character. So like we play as all these different characters. And unfortunately, Isabella isn't with us anymore. But yeah, she is such a very nice, very sweet girl. What if it's something personal? I'd simply be overstepping my boundaries. Really, it's none of my business.
I presume that Miss Cooper told you why I'm here, Miss Santos?
Huh? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I just got back from lunch, you know? But it won't take too long. Don't worry.
Aw, I miss her. I miss Isabella.
Of course it won't. This whole project has established itself to be a matter done in haste. I do hope it doesn't mean that people are being careless in their duties.
She flinches, and looks like she doesn't quite know how to respond to that. Thankfully, instead of opening her mouth, she leads the way towards her station and goes to fetch the floor plans. It won't take too long, as she said, but it does take a bit time to compose herself, most likely.
You know, we usually just email these things.
I prefer the real thing.
Not that you would know. You probably have your nose stuck in front of a smartphone when you're not working, and even when you should be working, playing those mindless, addictive games. Yo, Marianne, that's a bit pretentious, man. Don't be like that. I definitely wish Chris would stop playing that Batcat thingy during the work hours, too.
I know what you mean. Digital painting is nice, but nothing beats the smell of real paint. Not that I go and smell paint like a crazy person, but, you know, the real thing is different.
Wait, what?
Yes, nothing is quite like the real thing.
Checking out the floor plans, I see that I'll have a lot going for me. Now I know how Ray felt when he found that Central Park West building floor plans from that one movie. This is why I became an architect in the first place. Jacobean style at its finest. It's a thing of beauty. Look at these gorgeous rooms, the delicate harmony between empty spaces. And speaking of empty spaces, there's something rather odd about these ones.
I feel a bit silly saying it out loud because I've never lived in a big house, let alone a mansion. But during the tour, I had the distinct impression that the rooms were bigger. Maybe the scale is wrong? It's not much of a problem, and it is an old house.
There had been little details here and there that I would like to have addressed during the open house too, but it was all forgotten in the wake of Miss Santos's accident and the trouble with ownership. The wine cellar is going to be a problem. I shudder to think what sort of repairs they did to the place. There might have been things there that were swept under the rug, pushed to the dark corner of the rooms, and hidden away in barrels. Water damage could have been covered up. There have been floods due to heavy rains in West England just last year, after all. And if there's any sort of damage to the house's foundation, that's going to be a lot of work. I was not able to look at the attic as well. For all I know, a whole family of vermin could have made their nest there. Working with pest control is always the worst. The sheer size of this place is staggering, even if I did say that it was a lot smaller than I thought. I might be biting off more than I can chew, but who doesn't like a good challenge? First things first, I'll have to...
So, do you want a coffee? The one from the staff room is pretty decent.
There's really no need. I'm sure you have rules against it.
Rules against bringing someone coffee? That's ridiculous. And even if there were regulations against it, nobody's really here to tell Sir John. I've already brought 2 mugs, and I'm not going to drink them on my own. Come on.
Aw. I have to stamp down my annoyance at being distracted. Seeing the girl, the young woman though, it looks like she has a lot on her mind. If babbling is her way of dealing with stray thoughts, I'm not really sure I'm not really the one that she should be babbling to. How should I respond? Yo, I'm gonna just save real quick. How should I respond, guys? Have something to say, or I don't have the time for this? What do you think, guys? Which one should I pick, guys? Yeah, Bella was such a sweet girl. I'm thinking I don't want to be an asshole, but at the same time, we know this character is going to die anyways. So I could be spending that time doing some more important stuff. But I don't know. I really don't know. The box says, I like her voice. Give this girl an Aussie accent. Yeah. Let's do it. I give her time to speak up. But when she just stares, I clear my throat.
Yes? You have something to say?
Let's see. Yo, what? Her relationship went all the way up to max? That doesn't make sense. As embarrassment creeps up on her face, I snatch one of the coffees from her and take a sip. Too hot.
Just thinking and speaking off the record, it must be fun what you do. You go to people's houses and you make them, well, pretty. You're sharing.
It's a little bit
Oh,
more
shit.
complex than that.
Let's see. Because I messed up. You go to people's houses and you make them, well, pretty. You're sharing your art with them. Okay.
But if you put it that way, it is fun. I wouldn't have done it for 7 years if it wasn't a little bit fun, I guess.
Lynn LeBlanc says, I respect people who don't eat meat, but I just can't go on without. I just can't go without. I get it. I get it. Weekly says, I agree. I've tried it, but it's just not for me. You know what? That's all good, man. I'm not one of those vegetarians that's trying to like convert you to my religion or whatever. It works for me. And yeah. A lot of health issues that I've had have gone away too, so like my skin's cleared up and like I don't have as much like joint pain and stuff like that, and there's other benefits too that happen downstairs, but I'm not gonna bring that into the stream. Yeah.
These big clients always have paintings in their homes. Do you have a supplier for art pieces?
I didn't expect to hear such a question from her, seeing how well she handled herself yesterday. I didn't doubt then why she was assigned to an important sale like the Ermengarde mansion, despite the little accident she had. Now, she just looks too young, too nervous, too unsure of herself, although her enthusiasm must make up for that in spades. In fact, I wouldn't have believed it if she had introduced herself the way that she is. Introduced herself the way she is at the moment. Why, watching her now, she actually looks like she should still be in college. Acts a bit like it too, when I think about it. I thought she was a teen slumming it out in the mansion when I first saw her there, lying on the ground. Surprise, surprise, she turned out to be one of the estate agents handling the property.
The clients usually support artists of their own choice. If they don't, I'm always happy to refer those that I know.
That's cool.
They're very picky. I don't think a hobbyist will have an easy time getting their work sold.
Hey, I'll have you know I was a student of the fine arts.
And yet here you are, selling property. Maybe you weren't a very fine student of the arts.
Oh, what a fucking cunt, Marianne. You don't gotta be like that. You're a fucking cunt. Yeah, maybe I took that a bit too far. She bites her cheek, and it looks like she's barely holding herself back. Yo, that's not nice. That's not nice. You don't shit on people's dreams, especially artists, man. Because, like, we still gotta make money, you know? That's not cool, man.
It's not like I had a choice.
That's right, and she has to help feed her family and pay for her dad's medical bills. She mutters it under her breath. I barely even hear it. But the hurt is there. And it makes me wonder what brought it on. Although, it is understandable, if for reasons what I think it is, very few people make it big in the art world. I can see why she'd be upset about it, with that enthusiasm. I didn't have a choice when I left Ireland. It was that or years of unemployment. The recession and the toll it took on the construction industry was out of anyone's control. I don't know what choice she wasn't able to make, whether it was about her being at art school or something else. But the world isn't a fair place. And sooner or later, and the sooner she accepts it, the better. That's rough, man. Still, with that forlorn look on her face, I can't help but sigh. The girl reminds me far too much of myself when I was younger.
Well, if you're thinking of commissioning your paintings, I'll have to see your work first.
Oh, it's not. I didn't mean it like that. I don't have any paintings.
Really? You sounded a lot like you still did art or want to. Now I'm starting to worry that you might just like the smell of paint.
I'm not a paint huffer, sheesh. I just mean I don't make much anymore. I don't really have the time for it.
Lynn LeBlanc says, it's 12:27 a.m. here. What time is it where you are all at? It is currently 8:29 where I'm at. So, yeah. We just chilling out. But yeah, holy shit, we got 9 people in here. So I'm gonna keep going then. Let's go.
The tools and materials aren't exactly cheap either.
Everything has a price. It sounds like you're making excuses for something you're presumably passionate about. If you really want to practice art, a little out of your wallet isn't much.
It's not that simple.
Yeah, it's not that simple, man. It can't be like that.
It's not. Life's simple. People just like to make it complex. Speaking off the record, I have some advice for you, kid. Either go for what you want, or stop thinking about it when you have something else. That is unless you enjoy making yourself miserable, then by all means.
I guess it's tough love at the same time, but yeah. Hey, man, I don't know. I don't know.
You know, if you wanted to look at the floor plans without me bothering you, you could have just said so.
Yeah, don't be...
Would you have left me alone?
We'll never know now, will we?
A strained air settles in the room afterwards. It doesn't help that she doesn't immediately leave, as she has said, lingering awkwardly by the door with that downcast expression. It's clear there's more she means to say, perhaps even to defend herself and her choices in life. Or is she expecting me to dish out more of that advice? It's an awkward affair, and I choose to hightail out of the realty office as quick as I can. Yeah, dude, that's not cool, man. I didn't like the way that she talked to Isabella like that. You don't shit on people's dreams and shit like that. Cause man, I know people like in my real life that laugh at like coworkers or like some people that like they're like cool that I have a YouTube channel, but they kind of just like I know they just laugh at it. They think that like, oh, it's not going anywhere. But yeah. But I'm gonna keep doing it because I love it. So, and yeah, I still have a job. I gotta pay bills too, right? So, damn, am I turning this into a rant? I don't know. Let's play. Let's keep playing. But I'm sure you guys understand. I'm sure I got a lot of artists here in the chat with me. You know, you guys get it. Though I'm unable to keep myself professional at all times, does not mean that I like. Though I'm unable to keep myself professional at all times, does not mean I like it. And seeing that most of the day has already gone by before I realized it, I choose to head back to my flat instead. Despite today being a Saturday. No fun, but at least this way, I can definitely avoid another unpleasant encounter. Considering how much I'll be seeing whiskey in the near foreseeable future, I have a feeling I'll need all the rest the weekend can give me. For the first time in a long time, I'm excited as I am to work on the mansion. I cannot wait to be over and done with this project. October 24th, Monday. Monday couldn't come any sooner. After taking the floor plans from Miss Santos the day before the last, I spent most of my Sunday drawing up plans and calling in my suppliers. although no design choice has been made yet. I'm quite sure that they'd want high-end appliances, the most expensive materials, and the most pretentious everything. They usually did, these rich types, based from experience at least. Given how badly this whole thing started, it wouldn't hurt to be prepared. I have to check myself, make sure I'm not playing with my gloves, as one of the other building tenants takes the elevator up with me. Jesus, I'm so bad. It makes me self-conscious when the woman's eyes go over me, and I'm sure she was going to point out some perceived flaw in my physical appearance, but I'm saved from being paranoid when they went off a few floors later. Still, the ride up to my floor is nerve-wracking. The rides lived at the very top, the penthouse, the creme de la creme when it comes to condominium and urban living. Just getting access to the place is an ordeal of its own. I had to jump so many hoops, so many security checks, just to secure a key card, not only because of building management, but because of the right's personal security. It sometimes felt like I'm being interrogated for a crime, and I'm not visiting a client at their home. Even when their personal assistant called in to help out and verify my presence, the process is aggravated rather than hastened. Speaking of the devil, the elevator door opens, and I'm greeted by none other than Whiskey's not-so-little lackey.
I do apologize if I kept Mr. and Mrs. Wright waiting.
The box says, Chatter's Chattering Chat Channel. Weekly Creep says, LOL, don't worry. My mind is usually in the gutter as well. I just tone it down for Chatter's chat, unless I'm messing with Chatter, LOL. Yeah, man. Weekly and I, we know what friendly banter is like. Really, really friendly. Friendly. But yes, it's all good. It's all in good fun here. Right, guys? Right? Right? I think so.
But I'm here now, and I'm ready, so if I may, where are they?
They've just woken up, but they should be down soon. I'm surprised to see you made it through security. And only 5 minutes late.
You said I'd be through security soon, and it took half an hour. Define soon in this context.
I'd make myself comfortable if I were you. I'm going to go and put the kettle on.
About the tea, I don't want to intrude or anything.
The sir does not like being woken up by the whistling. But who am I to deny tea to a guest?
He shows me to the couch before drifting off towards the kitchen, quietly pulling out a teapot, cups, and all sorts of other things in preparation for tea. Oh, nothing like a good tea time. I ignore the animosity towards his employer that his words implied. I wouldn't be too surprised if Whiskey's own people don't like him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of the people that the Wrights hire are probably not fond of them. I mean, I would never be able to work for somebody like that. It's like working on the Ellen show, right? Accepting the quiet and isolation instead, I brace myself for what's to come. In this case, soon apparently means more than 5 minutes, or even 10. I sit in their living room, just waiting. And when the kettle starts to whistle, and the tea has been served, I continue to wait. At least, the silence is relaxing. But then, there's a crash. I nearly spill my tea over my lap in surprise, and look up expecting security to come running. Even the man at the kitchen counter continues to fix breakfast like he heard nothing. I don't want to speak up about it because he looks far too absorbed in his cooking, and I don't want to be the cause of burnt food or worse. However, there's something in me that just wants to figure out what that was, although I am normally not this nosy. What should I do then? Ooh, check it out or continue waiting? What should we do, guys? What should we do? Yo, oh shit, we got Forbidden Lores from Texas? Oh snap. Yeah, Texas is good. Hell yeah. Oh snap, you guys are figuring out where you guys are all from. That's cool. Getting to know each other real quick. It's all good. It's all G. Lucid Lupus says, I'm back. Welcome back, my dude. So we have an important decision to make. So what do you think, guys? So there was a disturbing noise, like a banging sound, and yeah. Continue waiting? Or, you know what? Yeah, it's not quite in my place. I would personally just continue waiting. Alright, let's continue waiting. Forbidden Lore says, close to Houston as well. Ready for that hurricane? Yeah, everybody's saying too. So yeah, I guess I picked the right one. I have no business with it. These rich people usually value their privacy above all else, after all. Unless, of course, they're posting pictures on social media, bragging about what good people they are for allowing themselves to be interviewed for some magazine. Then again, the whole reason I'm in this mess is because I don't give two shits about what goes on with people like them. And I'm not going to get caught snooping about and be accused of some imagined wrongdoing. I'm not going to be some busybody, wannabe detective and run off to investigate whenever that was. It's probably just something mundane anyways, like a lamp falling over. I'm just going to sit here and wait for Mrs. Wright. With my tea. In complete silence.
Could I at least put the telly on?
I put on the telly? Yeah. I forgot that English people call it the telly. Oh yeah, let me check my schedule real quick. You get me? You feeling me, fam? Jesus. I don't really expect him to answer. If he hadn't heard the crash, I doubt he would have heard him.
As long as you don't watch some silly soap opera.
Johann the butler.
The LBC News would be fine. The William Walker Show is on too, if you prefer that. Not that I watch it, but my husband does.
Oh shit, Mr. Johans has a husband. I'd love to meet him sometime.
The remote is under the coffee table.
Oh, sure. Maybe I'll be lucky and catch the doc on. I heard they're having reruns of the classics and I want to see the second meet sixth in Spain. If not, just the news then. Thank you. I'll let you get on with your cooking now.
Did he just ignore the crash a while ago then? Whatever. Fetching the remote, I turned the TV on in hopes of filling the silence. Trying to, anyway, because the thing won't turn on. And doesn't that make the silence more awkward or what? I know, I might not be the best with tech, but I'm sure I can work a simple television remote.
The batteries must be dead.
What? There's blood. Everywhere. Help me, it says in red. I look at my own hands and find them clean, yet I can see my grisly reflection gaping back at me. And oh shit. And though there is nothing staining my skin, I can feel the sticky and warm feeling of blood dripping down from my cheeks. I should be worried. Instead, I feel my attention drawn towards her. Her beautiful blonde hair, her soft lips with skin so fair and swaying hips. I want nothing more than to hold her, plant my lips on her neck, and run my fingers through her hair. She laughs and smiles when she looks at me, but where are her eyes? Temptation is gone in an instant, and I recoil, horrified at this reflection I am seeing. Only to back into something, or rather, someone. Mrs. Wright stands there, twirling a lock of her blonde hair, a soft smile on her lips, and a hand on her hip. I almost back away, but I ground and remind myself that this is my client. Yo, so she's starting to see the ghost too now. Yeah, Lynn LeBlanc says, it's still really early for you, MC. Yeah, I live on the West Coast, so living all the way in Vancouver, British Columbia. So it's almost 9 o'clock now. It's 8:45 now. So Weekly Creep says, I'm here in Texas, so we shall be keeping an eye on the upcoming storms. Okay. Yeah, man. Stay safe there, man. And whatever I just saw, well, it wouldn't be too far-fetched to say that perhaps I'm going a bit daft. It would be preferable, of course, to think that it was all the tricks of the light or makings of an overactive imagination.
Good morning, Mrs. Wright. I'm sorry, I didn't see you. Have you been standing there long?
No, I just came down and saw you were having a hard time with the telly. We must have forgotten to change the batteries. Are you all right, dear? You're looking a bit pale. Haven't you had breakfast yet?
As pale as a white person could be. Shit, no, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm fine. I had breakfast already, Mrs. Wright. I just need...
Well then, you mustn't have had enough breakfast. I'm all for a good diet, but that's the most important meal of the day. Johans is cooking up pancakes. Pancakes will make anyone feel better, he always says. We can sit down and tuck in. You'll feel right as rain once we get some fluffy, syrupy goodness in you. And are you sure you're fine, Marianne? You're shaking.
Jesus. Looking down at my hands, I can see them trembling. Really, just because she looks so much like her, I'm becoming a damn train wreck. I've been seeing her in my dreams and hearing her voice ever since I met Miss Wright at the mansion. With so many blondes in the world, what was different with her? What was different this time? Ooh, going to save again? I'm not feeling too well, or I just remembered something. It's like, I just remembered something. You look like my ex-girlfriend. I don't know. What do you think, guys? I guess I should say I'm not feeling too well. Or I just remembered something. I don't know. I really don't know. I guess I should just say I'm not feeling too well. Yeah, I'm not feeling too well. I'm starting to go mad. I am. But there's work to be done, and the clock isn't going to stop ticking while I go about having a breakdown. I should go to the loo, splash water on my face, and snap out of it. At least, until the end of the day, if I can last that long.
I think I just need to excuse myself for a minute, if that's alright.
She places a hand on my arm, gentle as can be.
What? No. What if you suddenly fall over or faint while you're all alone? You can just sit down right here and I'll go get you a glass of water.
Yo, Miss Hana is actually so sweet. She's a sweet lady. She's beautiful.
Like some beer. That's how you are nowadays now. Drowning everything in booze.
Yo, so she's hearing the voice of her ex just now?
No, I don't want anything to drink. Just...
Jesus. I must have said that forcefully, judging by the look on Mrs. Wright's face. But why does she care? It's not like we're friends. This is business. I'm either well enough to conduct it or not. Why would she pretend to be concerned when I'm simply no means to an end? Just seeing Miss Wright reminds me too much of her. And maybe I'm starting to see her again when I shouldn't be. I've tried so hard to leave everything behind, to forget them and move on. But that small touch and her voice in my head have nearly set me off the edge, and in an instant, all of her memories comes flushing back in.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to snap at you like that. Just give me some breathing room, please. Just, please, give me a moment.
Oh snap. She doesn't respond, and just before the situation gets any more complicated, Mr. Wright comes in.
Good morning, ladies. What a wonderful morning it is that I wake up to such a beautiful sight. I do hope you two are getting along.
What's up with that cheeky fake ass smell from this dude?
I smell pancakes. I do hope you two are considering a diet just so I can have them all to myself.
Don't be a pig, Luke. You eat all of those and you might stop fitting into your tight suits.
What? I'm not a pig. You don't think I'm a pig, do you, Marianne?
With a saucy smile and playful wink, I can't help but think you are a bit of a pig, Whiskey.
I don't know, Mr. Wright. I'm an interior designer, not a zoologist.
The only styles she must be familiar with are statement of works.
Well, dear boy, you two might not be in a rush, but I'm going to go ahead and feast.
If you dawdle too long, he'll hog all the syrup.
Jesus, the way those things bounce, man. I don't know. Got me feeling some sort of way, know what I'm saying? Rich people are so eccentric.
Come on then, we can discuss business over food.
There's no denying the clients. There's no denying the clients when they invite me over to the table. Though it is too personal to share a meal in their home, it would be terribly rude to deny their invitation. Besides, the pancakes did look and smell heavenly. Yo, the food in this game is always on point, man. Like, holy fuck. I'm usually a waffle person, but damn, those pancakes look fucking amazing. Yo, the hero Ask You actually is a cook. And yeah, I know you would appreciate them pancakes, bro. I know you would. Look at them. Them nice berries on top. That better be and that's maple syrup. Good old Canadian maple syrup, because we got the best in the biz, bro. Oh, nice. A bowl of clotted cream, fruits, syrups, jams, and other spreads are laid out next to them, making for a colorful arrangement. If this was a brunch with friends, I would have gladly helped myself to the whole lot. But as it is, I accepted just a few pieces of pancakes and topped it off with lemon and sugar.
You know, I was a tiny bit serious when I said I wanted a helipad.
And you're not serious about the greenhouse, the vineyard, and the stables?
Well, I do want those too, but I know you'll agree to those.
We're talking about interiors here, honey.
Lynn LeBlanc says, just wanted to say I'm glad I joined the chat. I was really sad and it made me forget a bit. Hey, you know what? That's why we're here, man. Oh, Maskino is in the house. What is poppin'? It's good to see you here, man. But yeah, Lynn, this is what it's all about, man. We're a good community here. We're just chilling out, hanging out, and getting to know each other. And it's nice, I'm glad that we could provide a bit of an escape for you as well, because if we're raising up the mood, then we're doing exactly what we're aiming for. So yeah. But yeah, Maskino, my boy is in the house. Yo, man, I was glad I was able to catch a bit of your stream, and sorry I had to dip early because, of course, I'm here now. But yeah, it's good to see you, man. Hopefully all's well, and we gotta play D&D sometime. I'll keep you posted, man.
You don't handle exterior designs, and whatever handles those sorts of projects do you, Marianne?
But damn, the way those titty bounce, though.
I'm able, actually, and willing to take a project of that nature. I was an architect in Ireland before. Of course, that's another contract entirely. I also suggest we finish the house itself before working on any additions to the rest of the property. There won't be any problems about ownership this time, will there? Pardon if I'm crossing a line, but the acquisition was rather quick.
Maskino says, oh, I am waiting. I know, man, I know. Everybody else is badgering me about when the next game's gonna be, too. The burdens and stress of yet excitement of being a DM. Am I right?
Oh, don't you worry. We've got everything sorted this time around. I've talked to Miss Cooper and Mr. John from BRC, as well as the old owners. Everything has been paid in full, and all we're waiting for is the paperwork from the land registry. They're letting us move in as soon as we please.
Maskino says, Marianne, speak romantic whispers to me. I love you.
It's not like they were living there in the first place.
That's good to hear. The problems that could arise from renovating another person's home would be... well, let's not dwell on it. First off, we'll want to know how you want the place to look. It's pretty furnished as is, but I understand if you want to modernize the whole thing.
Actually, I'd prefer to keep the place looking as it is, but at the same time, I want modern appliances. You worked on the Ludgate's Christchurch summer residence. I do remember there being an oven I thought was a simple drawer before. Make them look vintage, antique, blend in with the rest of the decor.
Customize appliances then. I can't find someone for that, and if you can't tell me what you specifically want, it'll hasten up the process. We're talking about electronic appliance manufacturers. If you have a preferred brand to work with.
But yeah, Maskino, I'll be definitely down to have you play with us, and I'll DM, because I do need a DM's pet to help out the noobs, so that'd be great.
Splendid! So, what is next on our agenda? All the other interior designers we've hired in the past did not have us this involved.
Hey, stop. What sort of hat-baked designer did that? If I knew who they were, I would have words. This isn't the time or place for it, however. Instead, I used this brief pause to pull out the floor plans I brought with me.
We'll have to figure out what you want to do with the rooms.
But yeah, Maskino, we're playing a visual novel, a horror visual novel called The Letter. It's about a creepy haunted mansion and all the people who surround themselves, or all their lives that are intertwined by this mansion, and creepy shit happens, so.
Here, we can have a quick run through.
What is that little room next to the master's bedroom?
Oh, as far as I could tell when I saw it, it's a second bedroom of sorts. Used, apparently, for the ladies in waiting who has served Lady Charlotte Ermengarde, which is strange, as that isn't the norm for these sorts of houses.
Well, we're not stuffing Johans in there. He won't fit. You don't suppose we could turn it into a walk-in closet and a dressing room?
I love fashion, but do we really need to turn an entire room into a walk-in closet, dear? We'll have large closets and a wardrobe in the bedroom already.
Says the one who takes 3/5 of our closet. Well, what do you suggest we do with it?
I thought a utility room of some sort would be nice. A craft room where I can do fun things. Or maybe a children's room might be nice. You know, for when Kylie comes over. Or if Rochelle visits once she's had a baby.
Yeah, we'll see, guys. For all the peeps who are playing D&D with me, I might continue it, because I might just keep it in the same world and level you guys up over time.
1, you are not inviting that witch. And 2, there's a whole mansion for Kylie to play in. We don't need a children's room, and you don't even do arts and crafts. I'd like to turn the guest's room and the study into my personal office, by the way, if you don't mind.
You can turn it into a personal office if I can have my utility room. It's just the one room of the many. I'm taking that room for myself, no matter what you say, dearie. So you might as well take this deal. You're always out doing business anyway. The real problem is the theater. Whatever are we going to do with all that space?
Nice. Lynn LeBlanc says, I went to see Linkin Park in Vancouver a long time ago there. That's crazy, man. Yeah, man, I think one of my earliest concerts was going to Rise Against. Yeah, that was my jam.
Fine, we could turn it into our own personal cinema, I suppose. Might as well have it, if you plan on not having a telly in the parlor.
Yes, well, I don't want guests to be glued to the telly when they come over for a meal and some tea. By the looks of things, we can keep the rooms as what they are on the ground floor, though.
Do we
Yeah, this
really
is kinda
need a
boring,
dining hall,
though.
though? I don't suppose we can't convert it into a garage.
Actually, the way that the voice actor mentioned garage, it's actually garage. English people say garage like garage, so yeah, the voice actor is a genuine English speaking person.
What for? You can park your cars outside.
What about that room, right there, in the northwest corner?
That's sleeping quarters for the household help?
Oh, that is perfect! Johans will be convenient, so they don't have
this
to
is
make the
getting a
trip
bit-
from Luxspawn to the mansion when they're needed.
You'll definitely need a lot more people to maintain a property of this size.
The mansion is really a lot bigger than I thought. Look at all these rooms. I didn't even know there was a music room next to the parlor because of what happened.
Yeah, so like I was going to go see Linkin Park with this J-rock band called 1OK Rock, and Linkin Park was supposed to tour with them, but then the whole thing with Chester happened, and yeah, man, it's rough, man. I'm still not over it.
There was a grand piano in there too when we checked during the tour.
Did you hear that, Luke? Maybe you can take up playing the piano again. Oh, you should have seen him when we were younger, Marianne.
It's not like I was very good with the thing.
Oh, hush you. You were no Mozart, but I loved hearing you play nonetheless. He'd come over to my home and he'd play such fun tunes. He'd sing too, and I'd dance, and it was just...
Mr. Wright playing the piano? I can't imagine it. But the earnest way in which Mrs. Wright said so told otherwise.
Anyway, what do you think of these plans, Marianne?
Are we not even going to consider one of my requests? Not even just a closet or just a garage? Now, that isn't fair, is it? You're not the only one who's going to be living here.
I hardly see how that's unfair. I told you you're getting your office and your theater, the greenhouse, the vineyard, and the stables. That sounds fair, does it not, Marianne?
Oh shit, so this couple are, you know, I'm agree with her. Mrs. Wright has her points, though I didn't really want to butt into the spat of husband and wife. But with the way the two were looking at me to settle this, I might as well just keep to the facts, instead of giving an opinion.
Mr. Wright, your plan isn't quite feasible from an architectural perspective. I'm not even sure how much we can do without closer inspection. Well, the one about the garage, at least. A walk-in closet is easy enough, but the garage?
See, a garage isn't architecturally feasible, and it isn't going to be financially sound as well. We're already going to spend a lot on your other requests. You have several acres of land to park on already.
What? Did you calculate that on the fly? Financially sound my foot. You're probably just thinking up of imaginary numbers.
Might I remind you that I was a financial manager? I also looked over and approved the expenses of our other houses. I know the rough cost of these things by now, love.
Oh snap, the relationship with Hana went up too. Nice. Maybe we can steal this guy's girl. I don't know. We'll see.
Masters in Business Administration, major in accounting. Sometimes I think you forget that I'm not as dumb as I act.
Yeah, man. Oh yeah, you guys are talking about some concerts you've been to. Another good show I went to was Slipknot. Ah, such a good band. That catches my attention more than anything. It sounds more unbelievable than Whiskey playing the piano. She really didn't she really didn't seem like the type.
Business Administration and Accounting? What university?
Luxborn U, of course. Go Lux Dragons, red and gold.
Excuse me, how about we move on this chit-chat ahead and do whatever else needs to be done sometime today? I had to cancel my appointments for this, you know. We might as well do a proper inspection with the designer this time, just to get it out of the way.
Yes, no time like the present. You want a thorough inspection? Might as well do it now. We actually took another look at the property yesterday, though it was brief. But I'm sure you would want to see it yourself, to spot anything we might have missed.
It's not like I have much of a choice, do I? Riding the Ermengarde mansion in their Royce is a, I guess they didn't say Rolls Royce, I guess, is an awkward affair. Not only am I worried about scuffing the expensive leather seats, but I'm also worried about getting in the middle of another couple's spat. With the tension thick in the air, I can feel them staring at each other every time. Nobody is saying anything. Up until Mr. Wright tells me his up until Mr. Wright tells his valet to turn the damn radio off. And for a moment, I think that he might start. But instead, he just stays quiet, and so do the rest of us. In the end, the sufferable silence stays. I have never been so glad to see a house. Stepping out of the car and up to the mansion meant the end of an uncomfortable ride, and I can finally take a deep breath. Finally take a deep breath of fresh air. Forgive me, guys. I've had many ciders to drink tonight. The beauty of the place never fails never fails to make me gaze in wonder every time I see it as well. Miss Wright moved towards the door, keys in hand, and I can already hear Mr. Wright plotting.
Alright, Johans, we're going to go in, but I want you to look around the place. Familiarize yourself with it.
Oh, Forbidden Love has gotta go. Okay. I gotta yeet for a few. I'll be back in about 30 of you, if you are still going. I think we might still be going at it, so I'm just chilling out. I'm gonna get through this story as quickly as I can. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit.
Know every nook and cranny, every inch of the lot. Go and see where we can put that vineyard and the other things we talked about. We'll want to know where to station security as well, so go around the perimeter and figure it out.
Scout the property and circle the perimeter on foot. You do know this is 46 acres of land, sir.
Well, you are not driving a car over the grass. Put those long, spidery legs of yours to good use. I didn't hire you to stand around and look intimidating.
Jesus, this Mr. Wright is a total douchebag.
Go, mush.
Someday, I'd like to ask how Johans can even stand and tolerate that man. Why doesn't he just quit? Certainly, the pay can't be that good. Even I'm a bit put off by our mutual employer, and the only thing that keeps me from bailing is the fact that we've already signed a contract. At least, I'll only be working with them during the duration of the project. He works with them every day.
Sometimes I think you hired me to make me suffer for your amusement.
Yo, I think this Johans guy is like plotting to kill this dude at some point. I would. Maskino, he's just my type. Nice. Nice. Someday I'd ask. I feel a bit bad for him. If it isn't any consolation, he'll be away from Mr. Wright. If only for a little while. We're able to enter the mansion after a bit of standing out there in the sun. This wretched, strange sunlight that is far too alien and rare. There had been a bit of a problem with the missus not knowing which key was which. The first item on the agenda would be the grand staircase. It seemed sturdy during the open house, but a closer inspection might say otherwise. There are no obvious marks of damage nor wear and tear, probably the rethred during renovations. Peeking under the grand carpet, the wood is properly installed, with the bark placed down to prevent cupping. The carpet itself could use a vacuum though. Structural conditions, from what I can see without actually dismantling the thing, look to be in good shape, and the handrails and support posts are firm. The work on it should be commended. I can look much more into the rest of the foyer, however, because Mr. Wright starts to hurry us into checking the dining hall.
So, what do you think? Certainly we can't turn this area into a garage.
It's Jacobean architecture. I'd say these would be pilasters and not buttresses, but you never really know. They really liked mixing up these elements. You could say it was pretty avant-garde at the time. We might hit a support beam if we're not careful.
And in layman's terms?
Damn, the way those things bounce, though.
From what I see here, we could risk great damage to the house if we try to turn the dining hall into a garage.
The man didn't look too pleased at this. There's a look of disappointment before he sighs and looks around the place with an air of defeat. When he moves to speak, I dread another unreasonable demand. Again.
This will stay a dining hall then. But if I may have another request instead, at least spruce the place up with some flowers, some plants or something. It feels so old and dead in here.
That's hardly unreasonable. Daffodils are a must, I presume.
The look that passes between the two of them, there's a genuine look of fondness there. This is the first time I've seen such an exchange between the two of them. If anyone are to see them like this, there's little doubt that they loved each other.
Of course. And I want a garden full of them.
Lynn LeBlanc says, I'd love to visit a real haunted house. Hell yeah,
Now,
I'd
if
be
you
down.
excuse me, I'd like to look at the rest of the house. I'll just be around here downstairs if anybody needs me.
Oh yes, that leaves Mrs. Wright and I. Yeah, so while he's gone, we have enough time, girl. Like, we got more than enough time. This is a big mansion. We can find another room and just,
He's quite fond of them, you know.
I can imagine. He looked terribly upset when we told him he can't have his garage.
I meant the daffodils. We always have a vase full of them in every house we own. Somewhere, I'd like to think. They may be about his mother. He never talks about her. I don't even know her name.
damn.
He likes to flatter, claim that they remind him of me, but he's always loved the flowers, even before we married.
Maskino says, MC, when we gonna play some horror maps on VR chat? Oh man, I know I have a decent PC now, but yeah, I've never popped the VR chat in a long time. Actually, I've never played shit. I've never popped VR chat to be honest with you. So but yeah, one of these days we'll do it. If not D&D, definitely VR chat. Much like the piano, I didn't take him for a person who liked flowers. Daffodils, least of all. What's next? Am I gonna find out that Mr. Wright saves kittens from burning buildings?
I'll go and snoop about upstairs. You go and do whatever it is that you have to do.
Bro, you just gonna leave me here alone in this big ass mansion? When she goes on without even asking if I need her here, I'm left standing to stare at the walls. Really, I don't need to go through. I don't need to do a thorough inspection of the building itself. It isn't really a part of an interior designer's job. But the architect in me is committed to doing this task with every project. If I'm going to make a living space that have both form and function, I might as well make sure that the entirety of it is safe to my clients. VRC has D&D, just saying. You may have got me there. We'll see. We'll see. Since I'm already here, I'm roaming around the dining hall to check things off my punch list, if you will. But when it's time to move on, I hesitate. Mr. Wright said he would be somewhere around here on the ground floor, and I really didn't want to be alone with Whiskey. I'd like to be left alone with Whiskey, but not him, but like with it. No. I'd like to have some time alone with Whiskey to beat the shit out of him, maybe. I have to look through the place, eventually, sure, but on the other hand, I can do it later when he's gone. I can go upstairs first, if I want to. Which floor should I go first? Yeah, let's check the first floor. We're not gonna go on the ground floor. I wanna follow, I wanna follow Hana upstairs, but, yo, let's do a save real quick. And, what do you say, guys? Oh, what? Yo, is Ominous Audios in here for real? Oh yeah, of course, yes, never mind. Ominous Audios is still here, of course. Nice. He says, and now I'm gonna have to get a VR chat. Nice. What do you think, guys? I think I'm gonna go on the first floor. I'm thinking the first floor. Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. I've already seen enough of this floor during the open house. Of course, I know that it's just a convenient excuse. I just don't want to be in the same room as Whiskey anytime soon. So I might as well go upstairs first. The banisters on the grand staircases landing are solid and at a proper height. Any lower and they would be trouble. There's a small catch on the carpet though, but as long as nobody tries to run down the stairs until it gets fixed, things should be alright. And the stained glass art, restored, no doubt, in the image of the last lady and Lord of Ermengarde. Or was it supposed to be until Charlotte's fiancé was brutally murdered? by a witch of all things, from what I've read, you'd think the historians of this place will be a lot more scrutinizing, filtering out stuff like that. I'm amazed they bothered with it, instead of replacing it with some generic cookie-cutter design. This entire piece alone would have cost roughly 500, even £1 million. 500, even £1 million? Okay, that's a bit of a jump. Ominous Audio says, no love from your homies these days. Shake my head. Yeah, bro. It's all... You know I'm there. I just got so much to keep up with in the chat, but... Actually, who is this Ominous Audios guy? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm playing, bro. I'm playing. Lady Charlotte Ermengarde and her beloved. Looking at the mosaic, it's not too far of a fetch of the imagination to believe that the depicted images could be Mr. and Mrs. Wright. It can be easily assumed as such, if one doesn't know the history of the mansion. Really, a place like this should be protected by the governor as a landmark. But what can I do about it? Walking into the East Wing, I try to go into the theater, but is met with an obstacle. The obstacle, that is, locked doors. 2 doors. 2. Both of them are locked. I'd be frustrated. Would be if I already hadn't snuck off while the Wrights were having their little business meeting with Miss Cooper before to take a peek. With what Mr. Wright wanted, we'd have to install a powerful projector, the type they use in cinemas, and a projection screen. The seats would have to be upholstered if they were to be any comfortable, and the walls will have to be covered in dark material, paint, wallpaper, or install wall-to-wall carpeting. Really, of all the rooms I could be jealous of, it's this one. I could just picture myself in there, watching old kung fu flicks on a weekend-long marathon. Bruh, she got taste. A person of culture, I see. Makes me wonder what kind of movies Miss Wright would like. Rom-coms, perhaps? Her husband, on the other hand, I rather not think about it. Okay. In the middle of my notation and planning, I don't even realize that I'm not alone, until I'm caught standing in front of a locked door, like a fool.
Were you meaning to go in there? I'm afraid we won't be able to open it up today.
Oh snap, it's just Mrs. Wright and I.
Oh well, I wanted to, but it's fine. I can still survey the rest of the place.
Apologies, but the key was missing when they were handed over. They told us that they'd get right back to us with it.
What? But aren't they supposed to hand over all the keys once property changes hands? That can be grounds to file a complaint.
They were already kind enough to let us move in so early. There's no need to raise a fuss about it. Worst comes to worst, we can call for a locksmith.
The air is heavy and somber when she grows quiet and glances out the window, out towards the vast expanse that surrounded what would be their house, their home. Then she looks back at me with a sigh and bitter smile.
Flowers, yellow flowers, daffodils, dandelions, and sunflowers and the sort all up front. Just a whole garden of them. They'll make the house look lovely, won't they?
Of course. A garden is a wonderful addition to any home.
Yeah, I'm definitely a cat person. I love cats. As I say this, her eyes roam over me, scrutinizing and thoughtful. I have to hold back the shiver that threatens to run down my spine at being inspected so closely.
Yes, it must be nice.
Ooh, you're nice.
We're still talking about the gardens, yes?
I mean not having to worry about what another person thinks of you.
What do you mean by that?
She lifts her hand and points to her wedding ring before it falls listlessly to her side.
Sometimes Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I didn't marry Luke.
Oh, snap.
There'll be no fights about walk-in closets or silly helipads. I could do with this place as my heart desires until there's nothing but content. Then again, I wouldn't have bought this place if it wasn't a gift for him. I probably wouldn't even be in Luxbourne if it wasn't for him. Maybe I would have moved to London, Manchester, or Birmingham. I might have even left the country altogether.
Nice. Weekly Creep says, kitties, oh my god, so fluffy. I love cats, definitely.
France, Germany, Spain, Canada, Sweden, even America. The possibilities would have been endless.
I don't know what to say to that. What is there to say?
I'm sorry, I must sound so petty and ungrateful. I do love him. So very much, even if he can be a bit difficult at times.
Oh no, not at all. I'm just confused why you're telling me this, of all people.
Well, I think she wants... I don't know, this, Hana's a bit of a flirty person, so I don't know.
Just a whim, I think. Just flights of fancy, that's all. Don't you ever think about one decision you've made in your life and wonder how much would change if you chose to do things differently?
I try not to dwell on the past, ma'am.
The key word is try, of course. Thinking of the past brings up too many ghosts. Memories of her. And I do wonder what would change if I just said yes when she asked for me. Maybe she'd still be with me. I return to the present. Just like I said, I try not to dwell on the past. Okay, I'm gonna save real quick. You know, I'm gonna save on this one here. Why don't you decide on your own? Or you must have been quite the pair. Which one, guys? I think this one. Why don't you decide on your own and leave with me? I'm just kidding. Let's do that. Yo, did our relationship go down? Hold up. Let's see. I'm gonna load real quick and see what happens if I do this.
You must have been quite the pair, Mrs. Wright.
Yeah, okay, our relationship went up. I'm gonna pick that one. It's not cheating. It's a visual novel. That's why you save.
Hannah Evans and Luke Wright taking Luxbourne by storm. At least, that's what I've heard.
That gets a giggle out of her. And can I be blamed if I like the way her eyes twinkled or how she sounded when she laughed? Oh, snap. Yo, Miss McCullough feeling some sort of way about Hannah Wright.
Quite the celebrity couple, according to all the newspapers. But it wasn't always that way. Father certainly didn't approve of him at first. Why, he told me to stay away from him. Told me that I was too good for him.
And you are too good for him.
That's the usual overprotective dad speak, though. But of course you know that.
I don't. I was too busy keeping my grades up at boarding school to maintain my scholarship. Never mind the fact that I went to an all-girls boarding school, so father never had any reason to fuss over boys trying to date his little girl.
And what did you tell him? Considering you are Mrs. Wright now, you or the mister must have convinced him otherwise.
Yes, well, I told him I was my own woman and I could decide who was deserving of me or not on my own. Thank you very much. That never stopped him from making sure Luke couldn't get anywhere near me without an escort and a guard anyway.
The box says, going to sack it in, folks. Long day. Thanks for the stream, Mad Chatter. Nice chatter chatting all. Nice. Yeah, man. Take it easy, man. And I'll see you again on the next time. Ominous Audio says, I'm anti-Luke relationship. The only girl he should be with in this is with the creepy ghost. Oh, shit. Lynn LeBlanc says, what can I mix with coffee? Maybe Bailey? Yeah, I don't know. Maskino dumps out the coffee, mix the vodka and whiskey. Oh, snap.
Though he certainly wasn't that overprotective when I was dating Jack.
Maybe your father considered this Jack a more capable man?
I doubt it. Jacqueline was nowhere close to being any sort of a role model when we were in college. She was rebellious, reckless, and immature. Everything I wasn't. But she was quite the charming, stunning woman, and I think that made her quite likable.
That takes me by surprise. A lot more than the fact that Mr. Wright's father-in-law didn't like him. That was to be expected. But this? I have nothing against them, because that's their thing. Though the nuns and priests would say otherwise. Although, wasn't she worried about the implications? The rumors that would have arisen about her dating another of the same sex? Oh, so she was into chicks before too. Oh, snap. Especially with someone of her social status.
You look surprised, Marianne. The first thing anybody needs to know about me is that I go after what I want.
Jesus, oh man. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Man, I'm getting all them doki doki feels, bro.
And when it comes to who I love, it doesn't matter to me whether they're a man or a woman.
Nice. It's a nice enough sentiment. Still, the thought that this lovely lady before me had once been with another woman, it turns you on. Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie, Miss McCulloch. Now you're getting all sort of fantasies building up in your mind. Yep, I can feel my cheeks heat up a bit, and I panic, thinking they might be red enough for Mrs. Wright to notice. I can tell, though a coy smile graces her lips.
Legs, we called her, because of how often she was running about because of one thing or another. Climbing up walls and, what do they call it now? Parkour.
Oh snap, she was dating a parkour chick? Dang.
And also because of her, well, legs.
Nice.
And you went after her?
Not right away. When I first met her, I wanted nothing to do with her. She was so improper and uncouth. But I slowly realized that didn't mean she was a bad person. On the contrary, she did many a good thing and was always so nice to others. I found myself confused. I couldn't figure out if I wanted to be her or wanted to be with her. So I approached her, told her that I might have fancied her.
And your father didn't mind?
He must have thought it was my form of rebellion. But he never watched out for Jack as much as he watched out for Luke. If I didn't love my father so much, if he hadn't raised me right, I think I might have told him to bugger off. He's never been more attentive of me than when I started bringing home dates.
Oh snap.
I'm sure he loved you very much.
She laughs once more, a glow about her. I know, she says with a small smile.
I suppose I've taken too much of your time with my silly stories. You still have much to inspect?
Yes, there are some things that I'd like to inspect, and I'm inspecting them now, so you stay right there.
I still have most of this floor, and I'll want a quick run-through of the ground floor again later.
I shan't keep you from your work any longer then. Just call me if you need anything. I'd like to look around myself.
You know, Hana is actually a really sweet girl. When she turns to leave, she glances back at me before disappearing into the foyer. I look out the window from where she was standing, and I move on. Alone, with nothing but my thoughts alone, with nothing but my thoughts and her.
Finally, some peace and quiet. Thought the old biddy would never leave.
Masculine says, inspect boob. Nice. Ominous audio says, they should just kiss already, like, hurry it up, man. It's utter madness. This hearing things. I reckon it's the stress, though. I don't know what exactly I'm stressing about. If meeting Miss Wright has really thrown me for a loop, I'd be worried. If I'm developing some sort of psychosis or disorder, well, I'd call a doctor. But hopefully it isn't that. Not right here, and not right now. I mean, it could have just been that personal talking, Cricket. The conscience, so to speak. And I'm only noticing now. Though if it is, It isn't very helpful. Pushing the dilemma of voices in my head aside, I go back to work. But I can barely make it a few steps before everything tilts and shifts. I don't really stumble, but it feels like I'm being thrown off my feet, and the rest of the world just follows. Though my feet stay firmly on the ground, and even if I stay mostly upright, I feel like I've been heavied and put off balance. I have to close my eyes in the hopes of willing the sudden sense of vertigo away. But when I open them... Jesus. Oh snap. Lynn LeBlanc says, weekly, I'm gonna need turn Tums on hand. Oh shit. Yeah, Tums for the fucking heartburn and shit. Maskino says, the only stress I have is when we get to see anime tit. Well, I don't feel any less sick because of the sight that greets me. Blood dripped from the walls and ceiling, pooling downwards and seeping into the curtains and carpet. A wave of nausea, stronger than the last, hits me along with an overpowering stench of blood and gore. I want to bolt. The rational part of my head is telling me to flee. And I would have gladly done as it had asked, if only I didn't hear her.
In here, Marianne. Come on. I have something to show you.
Oh, it's her ex. She's hearing the voice of her ex. I could have ignored it. Would have ignored it. If only I heard it in my head. But I swear that this time, it's coming from one of the rooms. Much further into the study. And I feel compelled to pay attention. I can't just turn around and leave. Not when it's her. I don't even think as I follow the sound of her voice. Oh snap. Oh snap. Lorraine. Oh shit! Of course she turned into a lesbo because she went to an all-girls school. I'm just kidding. No, she's bisexual, but like, okay, so this is her girlfriend. This is her ex-girlfriend. Lovely Amanda Lorraine. The Saraphonia. The Sarfiona. I guess. The Sarfiona. I guess that's how you would say it. I don't know. That's a fucking weird name. She was my friend, the only one that I had at Saint Samthon's. I was a scholar, the charity case in a school for privileged and prestigious young girls. They all looked down at me, if they cared to look at me or acknowledge my presence at all. All except her.
Oh, stop your crying. You know better than to listen to Maeve. Why I gotta teach that butterface a lesson?
Wait, no, lass! I don't want you getting into trouble with the sisters again!
Relax. It's not like I'm going to stomp her and her lackey's arses flat like last time.
Come on, let's just go back to our dorm room. I don't want to be on my Tobler while you go get yourself punished.
You'll be fine. Gip's there with you.
Yo, they actually make a cute couple though. Lorraine was there when I needed her, through my highs and lows. Having her as my friend made being in a strange school away from my father all the more tolerable. She saw this poor, helpless girl who was kept down and shunned by everyone else. And being the kind soul that she was, she rescued me. So brave. So beautiful. She was something else.
I'll eat all the chocolates stashed away in your closet if you go.
I can get more. Just don't go complaining to me if you get a tummy ache because of that.
Well, you don't want to get detention on a weekend, do you? It's a Friday. We can go to town and have some karaoke.
And we can have a go at druids and demons again.
Druids and demons. It's fucking Dungeons and Dragons. Just kidding.
You're not going to miss that just because of Maeve, are you?
Sometimes, I question what I did to deserve a friend like her. In the darkest corners of my mind, where traitorous thoughts lurked, I thought that she only felt sorry for me. Maybe she was just being a good Samaritan, offering a helping hand, and perhaps I'd been too selfish to return the favor.
You have a point. I'll just kick her arse on Monday then.
Askino says, gotta step out. See ya. Hey man, thanks for stopping by, man. It's good to see you, and take it easy. I'll keep you posted on the D&D stuffs. But yeah.
That's not what I mean!
I know what you mean, Em.
Wait, where are you going? You just told me you wouldn't cause trouble.
I still have something to do. Don't worry, it's not like I'm going to burn down her dorm room or something criminal like that. Maybe I'll make it so that her room smells like a dog's air biscuit. That'll make it an excellent weekend. I'll see you in a bit, Marion. Lots of tumblers.
Because when she told me that she loved me, I couldn't admit that I felt the same way. Not to her, and not even to myself. It was wrong. I was taught that way. Husband and wife, one man and woman, unclean, impure. I prayed for her and I, for our sins and for salvation. I wanted to apologize for disregarding her feelings so callously. It must have been like a slap to the face for her. But life had gotten in the way. Exams, which were trivial in hindsight now, took top priority. I had to keep my grades up to keep my scholarship from my father. I told myself I wouldn't apologize. I told myself I would apologize to her when those were over. That I needed to focus first and not let anything distract me. It had been easy when she avoided me like the plague. She was upset. I get that. Yo, this bloody ass mansion. I thought I had the time to make things right, but...
At 7 in the morning, students found a 5th-year dead.
Oh shit, so she died.
Assumed to have fallen from her dormitory window.
They told us it was an accident. That was the official statement. But I knew better. She was dead because of... me.
Maeve had a hoot and I kicked the bucket, didn't she?
Oh shit.
Ding dong, the witch is dead!
She had. Though she didn't say which. Lorraine.
But at least Maeve had the courage to admit how she felt about me.
I don't even know how long I've been stuck here, in a trance. In the mirror, Lorraine smiles at me. She's as beautiful as I remember her. But then... Jesus. I feel a bile rise up in my throat, as her clean image wraps into how she looked like when they had found her dead, lying on the cold, hard ground. Good Saint Dimphna. Great wonder worker in every affliction of mind and body, help me. I'm seeing things, hearing things. Am I going completely insane? Looking everywhere but at her, I hope and pray that it's enough to will whatever this is to go away. It doesn't even immediately register in my head that I can just leave.
You, on the other hand, can't even look me in the eye.
This isn't real. You're not. You're dead!
I'm dead. Because of you. And you won't even look at me. Look at me.
Look into my eyes.
My breath quickens, and I can feel my heart being torn apart by her words.
I'm so sorry, Lorraine.
Look at me!
I can't take it, because she's right. It was my fault. The least I can do is look after what I've done. Lorraine, broken and bleeding, looks at me with such hate-filled eyes. An unnatural smile stretches across her face, and I can only see malice in it. Jesus. Alright. Hey Chatter, I gotta go, man, but it's been fun meeting and talking with everybody. Yeah, Weekly, it's good to see you, man. Take it easy. I'm gonna cut off pretty soon here after this. Then she lunges at the mirror ripples around her form. Then she lunges as the mirror ripples around her form and glass parting like the water's surface for her. She grips my shoulders, and I can feel her nails dig deep, sharp even through the fabric of my clothes.
There you are. You're coming with me.
Oh shit. Let's do this. I didn't realize that there's gonna be a quick time event. Let's do it. Let's do it.
You're coming with me.
Oh shit, so I gotta tap. Oh, I see what's up. I see what's up. They just want me to tap back and forth. Alright, let's do it.
You're coming with me.
Jesus Christ. Let's keep going. We can get through this. Let's fucking do it.
You're coming with me.
Jesus. No, we have to do this. Perhaps I'm misreading how to do this.
You're coming with me.
No! I'm stuck, guys. What do I do?
You're coming with me.
Bruh. This is the first time you get to see where I actually have to play a game and how terrible I am at it.
You're coming with me.
Okay, wait, I forgot to read the instructions. It says objective. I can't tap quickly enough. Oh snap. Game over. It's dead. I'm over. Apologies spill through my lips as tears cloud my vision. But I won't give in to this madness. With every bit of strength I have left, I struggle to get away from her. Fear grips and threatens to choke me. I endure. I escape. And without turning back, I stumble back out. In my panic, I don't even care to look where I'm going. Oh snap. Whew. Jesus. I was so terrible at that. With one hand on the wall to steady me, I just hobble as fast as I can away from the study. Away from that mirror. Freedom is bittersweet. I'm free from the madness, it seems, as running out into the hallway reveals it to be in pristine condition. But it means I've turned my back on Lorraine again. I have no plans of stopping, not until I know I'm safe. And if that means walking back to Lugsburn, as ridiculous as the idea is, then so be it. Someone suddenly grabs hold of me, however. Fingers digging deep into my shoulder, and my heart nearly stops. My body seizes, and I nearly scream.
Marianne, you look awful. I mean, not awful, but... Did something happen? Are you alright?
This is right. I...
Yeah, girl. Stuff that head into them titties, bro. Nice. Yes. Without thinking, I sought comfort, seeing that it wasn't her. It's a sudden impulsive thing to do, and had I been in a better condition, I wouldn't dare of doing such a thing. But I didn't know what else to do. Hey man, I would do it if... I'm just kidding, no, I wouldn't do it. Believe me, I wouldn't. Don't cancel me, guys. Though I know I shouldn't, her warmth, her scent, they grounded me. She is intoxicating.
Marianne, what's going on? Oh, you're shaking like a leaf.
Ominous audio says, "Well played, Marianne. Well played." Tremors run through my body as soon as my mind realized I'm no longer in danger. I wanted to cry, scream about what I had seen, but like a scared child, I couldn't control myself. My mind couldn't reconcile with what I had seen. I should just write it off as a figment of my imagination, yet I can still feel her nails cutting into my skin.
Are you sick? Should I call for a doctor?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Wright. Just feeling a little woozy and lightheaded is all.
Let's get you somewhere to sit down then. Come on, don't worry, I have you.
Nice. A lie. But a whole lot less complicated than telling her I was attacked by a dead girl. When the feeling of fear eases off, I feel nothing but shame for my actions. I quickly back away as I clear my throat and nod my thanks.
I think I've had enough looking around. If it's all right with you and Mr. Wright, I'll meet you outside.
If you're sure, I'll have the car started.
Nice.
Do you need assistance heading downstairs?
I'm all right, ma'am. Just go on ahead and I'll be right there.
It seems to placate her worries, though only for a brief second. Before she heads down, I don't miss the concerned glance she shoots my way, hidden quickly under another smile. I won't begrudge her for it. That worry, the look on my face, must have been a strange enough sight on its own. Even I am still reeling from whatever that was. Her voice still whispers in my ears. After all these years, she's still... No, Marianne. Shaking my head from the thoughts, I drag in a breath and follow shortly after Miss Wright. Whatever has happened in the past, it's long gone. Only memories now. And those are things I can no longer bring back. It's already dark as we make our way out of the mansion. With no lights, we are only illuminated by the headlamps of the Wright's car and the stars up above us. The sight of them helps me compose myself much more than several minutes being alone did. The car's engine is running, yet the two still stand out on the lawn. Mrs. Wright is busy, eyes up to the stairs, and Mr. Wright, arms crossed, has his eyes down on the ground. It is the crunch of the grass under my heels that brings their attention to me.
About time, what took you so long? A minute longer and I'd think the house swallowed you all up.
Oh, hush, dear. I'm sure she has her reasons. Marianne doesn't seem the sort to idle.
Sorry, I was just checking on something important.
See, business is business and they take time, love. You should know that better than anyone.
Yeah.
So, Marianne, what do you think? Are you the woman for the job?
Depends what kind of job you're offering me. I'm just kidding.
I know we already signed papers hiring you, but I want to be 100% sure that you are committed.
I glanced back towards the mansion. Knowing what I had seen there, or rather, who I thought I saw there, because there's just no way. Not to mention how I acted towards Miss Wright, for goodness sakes. I should feel the slightest bit hesitant. I was lucky. I've seen enough films to know what happens when a promiscuous woman enters a haunted house. This is my chance to turn it down. Make excuses. Say that I'm not up for the task. That I need to take care of my old, sick father. Just pay the fine, which is probably outrageous for a contract like this, and let it go. I should turn it down. But for some obstinate reason, I can't. In the same manner I haven't let go of her, of the regret that has shadowed me since that day. Much as I hate to admit it, even to myself, seeing her again, the mischievous glint in her eyes, the loose tendrils of her hair curled around her forehead. It's something I've terribly missed, and now that it's here, almost within arm's reach. My father would tell me, sometimes you just simply have to go with it. You simply have to go through with it. Consequences be damned. We still got some people in here. I think we're gonna wrap up soon. Let's see how the rest of this goes, but yeah. And well, I really don't have any logical reason to say no. At least, not something a client like the Wrights would want to hear from a professional designer.
It's certainly an interesting project. You can be sure I'm seeing it through the end.
Such dedication! Oh, I do love the determination.
Jesus.
You were always determined like that, weren't you?
No snap. Hearing her voice once again sends a chill running down my back. I can't wait for this day to be over. What do you think, guys? Should we keep playing a little bit, or do you think that's a good note to leave it at? I kind of want to see what happens next, though. So, but yeah, if you guys are down with me continuing to play, I might play for another half hour or something like that. What do you think, guys? I feel like this might be the end of it pretty soon too, or this day at least. From the mansion and through Anselm, I rode with them in silence. But as soon as we hit city proper, I asked to be dropped off and bid them good night. I thought it'd be best if I didn't stay too long in confined spaces with either Miss or Mr. Wright. Both seemed to cause me serious trouble, and if the project had been any less interesting or grand, I would have dropped it without a second thought. Ominous audio says, either way, it's good for me. Alright, I'll keep going then. Would have, shouldn't have, won't. I assure them that my place isn't that far off, and that I have to fight off the urge to roll my eyes and groan when whiskey throws me a little smirk. Jesus. But even in my own home, peace is elusive as is sleep. I lie awake, thinking of what I saw in that mansion, of who I saw. If I so much as hear a single whisper from her, if I so much as see a wisp of her hair, I'm afraid I'll go mad. But none of that happens, and it makes me feel hollow. For 2 nights, I've had trouble sleeping, but it's only one morning, when fatigue has already let me rest, that I'm reminded of what terrifies me so. In my restless dreams, I see a mirror. I see that mirror. The one in the study. And in it, I see her. I see them. Lorraine and Hannah. And Hannah. Oh shit, the 2 of them. Jesus. Hannah and Lorraine.
Poor pathetic Marianne. Work, work, work.
It's terrifying, but also kind of hot.
She'll work herself to death.
See, she doesn't listen. That's all she did. Look at what happened to me.
They talk among themselves, with cruel smiles and venomous tongues. Or rather, to themselves. Both had 2 heads, 1 body. Jesus. A horrible mockery of these women, as if they were one and the same.
More's the pity. Life goes on and goes out, and she doesn't even see it.
Do you think she'll even realize when she's kicked the bucket herself?
When they say a person has had a hard time telling when they're in a dream, or it was true. When they say a person has a hard time telling when they're in a dream, it was true often enough. Even with this bizarre sight, even with the obvious implication that this isn't real, I can't help but feel the stress.
Likely. Is that any way to live at all? She might as well be dead.
Cruel fate that she's alive and I'm... well...
Though they speak into each other's ear, tones low and hushed, I can still hear them as clear as day. Their whispers pervade the air, heavy and oppressive. They bury and dig deep into my head like tiny maggots, worming their way into my skull. It is only then that they take notice of my presence. Eyes turn towards me, and I can only feel small under their scrutiny. Caricature smiles etch on their faces, mimicking each other grotesquely.
Oh, Marianne! How long have you been standing there, dearie?
Come join us, Marianne. We won't bite. Unless you ask, that is.
Forbidden Lore says, I come back at a spooky bit. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you did. Good timing, eh?
Have you been looking at us? Spying? How scandalous. Such a naughty girl.
I'm sure you were just waiting for something lewd to happen, weren't you?
You know she will not admit it. She thinks it wrong. You've said it so yourself.
Yes. She thought me wrong, impure, abnormal, because I loved her.
My breath hitches, and I open my mouth to protest, but they stop me, screeching. The mirror that holds them cracks, lines spidering across its surface.
Do not lie. We know the gluttonous thoughts you try to deny, girl. All those desires you bury beneath that sickening guilt. You act the martyr when you turn the bed you lie in into your own hedonistic hell.
Jesus.
You are nothing but a tainted soul with filth-stained flesh held together by falsehood and pride.
Man, they're calling her out, man. They look livid. And when it looks like they would lunge, I wake, feeling like the wind had been knocked out of me. With a groan, I squint and find a certain fluff ball sitting on my chest, looking as pleased as Punch. Oh, it's her cat. Yeah. I forgot that she has a pet cat. She is the overlady of the cats, queen of despair and destruction of nice furniture. Though I can't stay mad at Her Majesty, because it feels like she did something good this time. I was having a nightmare, but I can't even remember what it was about. Trying to recall leaves a terrible pit in my stomach. Maybe it's probably better that I don't remember.
Good morning, Baruthiel. Who's the good kitty?
The hero asks you, now that's a lot of damage.
Are you hungry? Is that why you woke me up?
A content purr comes from my sweet dear before she jumps off the bed and trots toward the kitchen. I love cats. They're so adorable. On the other hand, it takes me a bit more before I roll out of bed and start my day. Mornings before work is always a quiet affair. Shower first, then a mug of coffee and a bowl of oats. Sometimes I do stretches, and I always check my work email. The Wrights will be moving in to the mansion today. I don't think the paperwork is officially done yet, but it isn't too far-fetched to think they were allowed to start their move despite that. Rich people like them will always find ways to get what they want, after all.
I'll be leaving you again today, Beth. So you behave and make sure not to shred up my new covers, okay? And don't worry, I didn't forget tomorrow is Black Cat Day, so I'll throw you a party. But only if you behave like a proper lady.
She barely gives me a glance as I say that before going back to her own food. Cats. Still better than humans, most of the time. Too bad I have to work with humans. Alright. You know what, guys? I'm thinking of leaving it at that. So let's do a saveroo on the next page. And yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it off at. So yeah. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciated the good company and the good time and good conversation we all had. Yeah, it was a great time. So thanks for tuning in. I'll probably be streaming more often than not. So if I can't be making content, I might as well be putting something out for you guys. And I think you guys seem to be receiving the game quite well, and surely are eager to find out what happens next. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching. And yeah. So this is Mad Chatter signing off. Bye for now. And remember, when all goes wrong in the night and everything's the matter, you'll be sure to hear of it from the Mad Chatter.